Episode 41, HearSay. I'm still getting over whatever I had. But I defeated this shit. They thought they had us out of here.
You know, for you to be into this fit thing, that whatever we were whooping your whooping on you for a little.
What you mean into this fit thing?
Well, if y'all don't know, Travis is into fit stuff. He doesn't eat meat and all that other stuff.
I work out every morning.
Yep. And
I run once or twice a week.
And that sickness whooped his ass for about 2 weeks.
It whooped my ass for about a day.
Have you ever been what?
It had me feeling bad for a day.
Don't do that. A day.
I was feeling super bad for a day.
So just a day. So the rest of that was faking.
What you mean was faking?
Let's move on. So I don't know what it was, but it was on you for about 2 weeks.
Anyway, they thought they had me out of here. They thought they had me on the ropes.
Have you ever been sick that long?
No, I've never been sick no more than 2 or 3 days.
That's my point.
But I was definitely sick for over a week and still coughing.
Anyway, man, stop talking about us. How y'all doing, man? Hope y'all are ready for the show. We're going to talk about a few things. Shout out to some of our subscribers, Malcolm in particular.
George.
You want us to talk about George.
Don't forget George.
You want us to talk about, but Malcolm wanted to talk about something in particular.
Which I did not want to talk about.
We weren't going to talk about
because I didn't want to talk about somebody else. Now I got to talk about somebody else because we're talking about this particular story.
But we weren't going to talk about it because, I'm be honest, I kind of didn't pay attention to it because I thought it's just some case. But when you look at this case in particular, the ramifications, that's a very broad stroke. It can affect a large segment of.
That's why I don't know why this one particular person is
that's why
invested in this case.
What do you mean?
Choke.
Why are you so angry with this dude?
When we start talking about it,
hold on, you gotta calm it down.
I don't call it.
You can't be talking hard.
Nigga, I don't gotta
people.
calm down shit.
You gotta be talking hard to people like that.
What did I say? I ain't said shit. I ain't said shit yet.
The way you said that man's name, like just now, you got real beef
fuck
with him.
Choke.
You got real beef with him.
I don't have no beef with Choke. I don't like what he's doing right now.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Well, for you to just say what you said, that case is gonna affect other things, how you don't think it's nothing wrong with?
How's it gonna affect him?
It's gonna affect everybody.
We'll talk about it. Well, let's stop talking around it and get straight to it.
Yeah, I don't like to beat around the bush. That's why I didn't want to talk about it.
The case is Cardi B takes YouTuber Tasha K to trial for alleged malicious campaign. Cardi B and her attorneys claim Kebby, is that how you say it? Kebby produced several YouTube videos and social media posts saying the superstar rapper contracted herpes and sodomized herself and exotic dancers with a beer bottle. By the way, something I figured out about the defamation, looking at this, and by the way, everything I know about this case, in detail at least, I got from Choke No Joke or the Hip Hop Inquirer. I don't know his actual name, I just know his channel. Those are the two people I got all the details from. I didn't keep up with this until I caught up with it last 2 days, 3 days of what was going on. So if you want real detailed stuff, I'm sure you probably, if you click on this, you probably already saw them. So they have all the latest updates. But something I found out is you cannot sue somebody for defamation unless you can prove it was malicious. You have to prove that there's ill intent behind them spreading this. They want to destroy you. So if somebody say something about you that's not true, if you can't prove they did it to actually harm you, it's not defamation. It's just opinion.
How did Cardi get harmed?
Well, she's saying that she lost opportunity. We'll get into that.
Did she prove that in court that she lost opportunities?
Did she say it? Yes, Travis, I'm telling you, she said this.
She presented.
Travis, listen, she said it.
She said it, but did she present evidence?
I don't know if you're listening to me. I just told you she said it in court, which means she's literally saying that she lost movie roles because of this allegation. She said people, I'm going to read what she said because.
I wouldn't want to kiss her before Tasha K started saying this shit.
You got to. Anyway. Cardi B, this is the article here. This is more of an update that I caught. This is actually written January 12th. So this is a pretty old article. This is when they first started the trial. just to give some background into the case, because we're going to talk about this a little further. But a malicious campaign went up on YouTube, and Cardi B and her attorneys were not going to let it get stuck. Cardi B and her attorneys are taking celebrity YouTuber Tasha K, who goes by Tasha K, to trial on Monday. Cardi B, whose real name is Belicarius Almazar. Belicalise. All right. Almazar accused Cabby of malicious campaign to tear down reputation by spreading rumors of sexually transmitted disease and other slander-filled accusations. Cardi B and her attorneys claim Cabby produced several YouTube videos and social media posts. We already said that. In the lawsuit, the paper said Cabby uploaded more than 38 videos spreading false information. That term, false information, that's why I'm saying this case can spread further than just this. Cabby denied the accusations and countersued Cardi B, stating she incited her friends by asking them to harass her on social media. Cabby's counterclaim was tossed by the judge last year due to lack of evidence. The trial has been scheduled to run for at least 2 weeks. Cardi B will be represented by Lisa F. Moore and William A. Whatever, law firm Moore. Cabby will be represented by Sater and Olga. Yeah.
Some Africans.
Who?
Are they Africans? The names?
No, they're not, Travis.
Oh.
Cardi probably has a pretty good shot at this one. Said the lawyer, whatever. Anyway, that's just the background of the case. So she's suing her because she's saying she purposely was trying to destroy her public image, right?
Her reputation?
Yeah, her reputation. Now, in this case, the job of Tasha K's attorneys is not to necessarily just destroy her reputation. Their job is to question her character. And I'm looking at the way that people talk about this case, and you go, how hard is it to win this case? The stuff that Cardi B has said out of her own mouth.
Even the shit she's done on Love and Hip Hop.
But we're not even, the stuff she's admitted to. It's like, how hard, okay.
The allegation one big joker that she admitted to.
The allegation she's made about Cardi is that she has a STD. Well, Cardi B has admitted she's a former stripper, right? She said out of her mouth she was a prostitute and that she used to pull tricks. She even admitted that she drugged and robbed men and even drugged one, and I don't know if this is just to be a joke, but paired them with transgenders. This is stuff she's admitted. Now, if she's a stripper, possible prostitute, is it really hard to think that she may possibly do drugs, which is another allegation? And if she does drugs, is a prostitute and a stripper allegedly, is it really hard to believe that she has an STD? That's what her attorney's job is to do. Not necessarily prove that she does, but to make things blurry and go, is it really outlandish for her to say this on camera as an opinion, as they called it, when she has this type of history? Now, they seem to, according to Choke No Joke, they did a poor job up until the day before today, or should I say Thursday, the day in court. He said that Tasha K's team did a good job of twisting things. Obviously, him and the other guy, Hip Hop Inquirer, accused her of lying on Cardi B. So the coverage of Cardi B's case has been very pro Cardi B. Not saying it deserves to be pro Tasha K, because, you know, I see Tasha K the same way I see Wendy Williams, a person who profits off of the personal life of talking about trivial things that don't really matter.
And what is Cardi B doing?
Only embarrasses the person who they're talking about. If you're talking about, go ahead.
What is Cardi B doing?
What do you mean?
She's used her career being a caricature of a black woman. She's not even black.
Okay.
So how is she any better than Tasha K?
Why
is Choke No Joke rooting for her?
When did I say that?
I'm talking about Choke No Joke right now. Why is she rooting for her?
We can't talk for him. We don't know. He has his own opinions.
It's crazy to me. This woman admitted. This is not alleged. She admitted to drugging a black man and taking his money.
Yeah. He actually came out and
so
sue,
how are you for her?
Didn't he come out and sue? And I don't know what came out.
He didn't come out and sue, but he came out with a story. It never went anywhere, obviously. We know it was going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
What really bothers me with this case is I think they're using Cardi B like they did with Juicy Smollett to get laws passed so that YouTubers cannot say things about people in period. I'm not talking about the ones that are spreading false information. I'm talking about YouTubers like us.
Well, here's the thing.
Who are here providing facts and truth. They're trying to silence us.
I know, but we have to talk about the first part first. You ready to get to the gutter. I know, just calm it down. Y'all on the trap are really pissed at this shit.
That's what bothered me.
I get it.
Her turtle looking ass. She looked like a fucking turtle. Cardi B looked like a fucking turtle.
You know, okay, see this. You see what he's doing right now? That what you just said stops people from monetizing videos. Because that's called harassment or
what's harassment?
You saw it on YouTube. I should have took a screenshot of it. I can go to the YouTube policies where if you say certain things, we got a video that wasn't allowed to be monetized because of what we said about.
Okay, then don't monetize it. I don't give a damn.
Hold on, because of what we said about Clyburn and other people. If you say certain things, you see, you got this jumping the gun now.
I ain't jumping the fucking gun.
Okay. Now, the Cardi B, Tasha K situation, like I said, you want the details, go there. Joke, no joke, Hip Hop Inquirer. Now, here's some of the things that she said in the court. Right here. You see here, it says Cardi B is preparing for a second week in courtroom action against YouTube blogger Tasha K. Speaking on the witness stand last week, Cardi claimed that the rumors spread by Tasha K, Tasha K impacted her mental health and she felt extremely suicidal.
Bullshit.
The WAP rapper went on to detail how she never felt suicidal prior to the vlogger's allegations. Cardi admitted to feeling not worthy of having a family and performing her wifely duties. I felt defeated and depressed, and I didn't want to sleep with my husband, Cardi added. I didn't deserve my kid. She alleged the rumors also caused her to experience fatigue, weight loss, and migraines. According to the court documents, the YouTuber claimed the Bronx native has herpes, used a beer bottle as a sex toy when she was a stripper, worked as a prostitute, and abused cocaine. Tasha testified early in the week that she told the court that she spread lies about Cardi to make money for her business. The trial began last Monday and is expected to wrap up sometime this week. Okay, this is the point I was going to make. I said earlier that I see Tasha K the same as I see Wendy Williams. But when I read this and what Cardi B said about how this impacted her regular life, I immediately thought, out of all the things being said about you, this one thing by Tasha K is the one that tipped the iceberg. It's the worst thing that was said about you, apparently, right? So you brought light to this thing that was said about you, and it got worse. It made it more popular. Then you sued. Allegedly, she would ask her to take it down.
Cease and desist.
Tasha ignored it and said no. She used the idea of, I am a celebrity gossip website. I'm not taking it down. And now she is where she is now. Probably going to lose. It's alleged that she can end up losing this and have to pay upward of $10 million. They was asking questions from what I heard about, you see here in this article, she admitted that she, quote unquote, spread the lies about Cardi to make money for her business. Now, I compared Tasha to Wendy. I'll bring it up again. Tasha K seems like an intelligent person until I started reading this stuff and I thought, I don't know how you can make this many mistakes on accident.
Or
hold on. How can you make this many mistakes on accident to where you're in such a hole right now? Number one, you're not allowed to say allegedly when you're breaking a story. When we talk about stuff in particular, we usually referencing an article or a source. So we can say allegedly because we don't know. This is somebody else broke the story. But when you're trying to break a story, you can't say allegedly because you are the direct source to the public. So that was already kind of weird that she tried to use that. Then she admitted in court that she knew it could be a lie and that she was still doing it to gain money, basically. Success. At that point, what is the point of continuing this? It's already over. She admitted that she's saying she knew it was probably fake, but she was using it to drive traffic through her platforms. The case is already over. Now, there's only 3 ways this thing could go. At least there's only three things this can come from. One, she's not intelligent. She's not the brightest person, and she just don't care. Two, she this is all part of a plan for somebody, I don't know who. Or three, she's a genius. If she's a genius, then she's willing to lose this case and be more famous than she's ever been. If this was in order to help somebody else, I don't know if you think this is part of a script with Cardi B.
Y'all know me. I think everything is a script in particular. I think Cardi B is being used just like Juicy was to silence YouTubers. I think Tasha is the little fish. They're trying to get the big fish. Now, you know Cardi B don't like the shade room. She particularly talks about how black vlogging websites talk about black celebrities, but she's not black, by the way. But anyway, how they talk about black celebrities and put black celebrities down. It's like, well, I hate to say this, when you are a celebrity, you kind of sign up.
I disagree.
That don't make it right.
I disagree. But go ahead.
I don't have a problem with them. You know, if people are putting out false information about people, they should not necessarily be doing it. I think the ultimate goal, the end goal, is to attack YouTube pages like us and other YouTubers who are putting out information that we are backing up with facts. And they no longer want you to have facts and say a fact check and all this bullshit. They want to completely silence you.
So your point is, I don't know about laws change, but rule changes. If y'all remember, a while ago, I say this had to be, this happened with the Logan Paul, I think his name. Was it Jake Paul or Logan Paul, one of them? Remember when they took a picture when they was in China of the dead body and they caused the adpocalypse on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had a second time when the guy exposed the pedophiles on YouTube where they would click on videos of little kids doing tumbling and yoga. And on YouTube, the way the algorithm used to work, if you click on a video and click on a video in the recommendations, it would send you into a wormhole where you will only be recommended those type of videos. That's it. No other type of videos. So perverts would look up videos of kids doing the tumbling and yoga, find the videos and leave timestamps of them in quote unquote compromising positions. They're not in compromising position. They're kids. These perverts are just perverts.
I mean,
that led to the second apocalypse, which is, I don't necessarily disagree with YouTube should have did something about that, but mainstream media used that as an attack on YouTube. If you go to Fox, MSNBC, CNN, they always find a way to attack YouTube anytime they can because they want that ad revenue back with cable instead of going on YouTube. Well, if Cardi B wins this case, which most likely she will, what's stopping YouTube from saying, you know what, we don't want our platform to be known for bullying celebrities or anybody. So
our politicians.
Exactly.
That's where it's going to.
You tending it deeper. So now politicians, entertainers, athletes. Now we're going to stop you from making claims about them on our platform. Now they'll probably start with not being able to monetize it. That'll be the first way they do it. People are like, whatever, I can still make the video. Then they'll start making it where you can't put up videos that are quote unquote harmful to people. They already have a box you can check to say that your videos may be singling out an individual or a particular group. Now we usually have to click the first box to say that we criticize them in an unharmful manner. But what about when they add a box that says, hey, did you say anything about a celebrity that's not proven true? An allegation, an opinion about them. So this can lead to a situation where if you're into that gossip, celebrity gossip website channel,
you can be done.
You're done.
And the thing about it is, this may be off subject, but they already fucking with the algorithm. Like, we are not the only YouTube page that is fucking complaining about the algorithm. We was listening to Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
He's complaining about them fucking with the algorithm. If y'all have not noticed, have y'all seen people views?
Viewership across everybody's channel is going
down. It's down. It doesn't make any sense.
And mainly, if you talk about anything newsworthy, YouTube does not recommend you. They recommend mainstream news.
They are literally shadow banning your videos.
Yeah.
And you can't get around that shit. You cannot get around it.
Your subscribers are not being alerted to your videos. That's happening. You know, we have our subscriber count hidden. If we told you how many subscribers we got, Yeah, they definitely hide your videos from your subscribers, but it is what it is. But YouTube now will have a reason to add a policy where if you speak on any sort of public figure, it's not allowed. And that's based off of how far Cardi's team takes this. Do they just want to take Tasha K down?
They want to take everybody down. A turtle looking ass.
Oh, you see, you did it again. No, they're gonna say you're attacking her.
I mean, she belong in a special ed class. She probably was in a special ed class. I don't give a fuck. Don't monetize the video. I don't give a damn. I'm fucking tired of YouTube. Jesus, I'm speaking for myself. I'm tired of YouTube fucking with us and other platforms that are putting out information to the public that is needed. I'm tired of the shit. We tired of it. Blow this shit up.
All right.
I don't give a damn no more.
But did you know this? This is funny how this happened in December. I don't keep up with her, so I didn't know this.
She's no longer a rapper anymore.
Playboy names Cardi B as creative director. Now, this is probably old news to y'all.
What does Playboy specialize in?
Well, I would say obviously sex or naked pictures and stuff. But remember Cardi B? I say Cardi B. Playboy is also known for doing politics and social commentary. Remember Bill Cosby? A lot of people would have articles and interviews in Playboy back in the 70s and 80s and stuff. So it's nothing new for celebrities to be in Playboy. That has nothing to. It doesn't always have something to do with sex.
Where's her album?
I'm not looking forward to it.
No. But it's been like what, 3 years?
I don't know.
But Nicki Minaj, everybody was on her saying, "Where's her album?"
Hold on.
Where's
How
her album?
in the hell?
They're both two Indian women. I'm just asking, why not? Why is nobody harassing Cardi B about her album? Why did she get special treatment?
I don't know. But I didn't know she had this this position now.
Because she's no longer a rapper anymore.
So then, obviously, recently, Cardi B pledges to cover burial expenses for 17 victims of the Bronx fire. I think it's her and Fat Joe as well. I think he did something with this. Fat Joe has been everywhere doing PR, so it's kind of obvious what Cardi is doing right here.
Trying to get attention.
I don't know if it's attention or PR, especially considering she's in the middle of a case right now that she's saying someone is defaming her. So
what is PR?
What does that mean?
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
When you're trying to get PR, you're trying to get attention.
I thought it was more about your reputation, not get more famous.
When I say more fame, when I say attention, I don't mean more famous. For Cardi B, she wants her attention, as in positive, because she has a case against Tasha K right now. So she's trying to make herself look very positive right now.
Yeah,
trying to clean up her image. This is what this is about too.
Yeah,
but them skeletons are always gonna follow you.
Yeah, she'll probably win this case more than likely. If you're one of those celebrity gossip channels, you should definitely be cheering for Tasha K not to lose too badly, and you should be hoping that YouTube and all these other places don't start changing rules.
That's too late. They already got this shit put in motion.
I don't know about that. I don't think it's gonna happen as fast because I don't think most people are doing what. Let's be honest, Tasha was being reckless. She was real. I still believe she's doing this to get even more. She's gonna walk away from this even more famous. You know who's gonna be behind Tasha K? The people who hate Cardi B.
I don't want people to take from this like I'm defending Tasha K.
Man, you kind of
and making it seem like the stories that she's put out, the thing that because I don't even watch her to know what she's really. I mean, we've seen things here and there, but we're not at. Let me speak for myself. I don't watch her content. What I'm saying is, somebody like Cardi B, I don't really care what she says about her. I don't care.
You can't really. That doesn't matter. She still can.
So
she is a person. So it doesn't matter if you don't like her. If you say something a lie about her, there's something she can prove as a lie.
Okay,
it's still wrong.
Well, I don't care.
So it doesn't matter who. So if depending on the person, it doesn't matter if it's wrong. Huh?
She's not black, so I don't care.
So wait, you okay with people doing? All right. That's your belief, man. Let's move on to the next topic. Katt Williams calls out Michael Blackson for alleged MLK having a white side chick. The comedian rubbed his audience the wrong way when he asked a question about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on yesterday's federal holiday. This is obviously after Martin Luther King Day.
The problem with this is Michael Blackson is not ADOS. He's not a Black American. Don't be talking about, this is an in-house discussion. This is our business. And we don't need you putting this business out there. Now, is this the first time that I've heard that Martin Luther King was with white women? No, this is not the first time I've heard that. So,
okay,
I don't necessarily think what he's saying is false. I just don't think, it wasn't particularly a good day to put that out there.
You believe he was having affairs with other races of women?
I don't even think it was just white women he was having.
I said other races of women.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It was during the civil rights. It was during the era where they were doing some shit. As I've said in the video plenty of times, they were talking black and sleeping white.
Yeah, but the only person who's agreed with that is CIA.
Only person that has agreed with that is the CIA?
Yeah. About Martin Luther King, at least. His wife has said that's not true.
Okay. If his wife said that's not true, then that's his wife's beliefs.
Well, his wife believes, but she actually was married to him.
She has a right to stand by her husband and go, my husband did not cheat on me. We was a loving man.
The way you covered it was that's her belief. Like
that's her belief.
That's her fairy tale.
That's her dream. And she want to believe that her husband was out here marching. He had all these women around him and he never tapped any of them. If she believed that, then good for her that she had that much faith in her husband.
The way you said it, like that's her belief. Like that's her fantasy. That's her.
Anybody with any common sense know that he's out here traveling city to city, state to state.
I can't let you get away with that. Just because a man is traveling, I mean he automatically doing it. You could say he was doing it, but that doesn't mean he automatically was doing it.
Okay.
Because you think any man would have did the same thing?
Not any man.
So why you acting like I'm crazy for saying it's not generalized? Say it was him.
I don't listen. It's him. I'm not generalizing.
But you said, hold on.
Okay, I was generalizing.
Okay, all right. I'm about to say you would do the same thing then. Exactly.
No, I wouldn't do the same thing
generalizing
because I wasn't Martin Luther King.
So we're gonna leave that alone. Michael Blackson is known for telling some pretty outrageous jokes, but on Monday, January 17th, the comedian rubbed his audience the wrong way when he asked a question about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on yesterday's federal holiday. With much of the country talking about taking the day off to observe Martin Luther King Jr. In Washington, it's not a
no. Washington State MLK Day is not a federal holiday, but
yes,
Seattle is King County, so they've named the damn county after his ass.
I guess they figured that's enough.
And a freeway after his ass, so they said that's enough.
Michael Blackson asked a sensitive question about the civil rights activist on social media, bringing up King's alleged white side chick. I don't mean to start no sheet, but I heard that Martin Luther King had a white side chick. Is it true? Asked Blackson on Twitter. I'm just a bitch nigga from a little village, so please let me know.
We know you look like one from a village.
Blackson is seemingly referring to Betty Motts. We're going to get to that. A woman who claimed in 2016 that she and King Jr. were madly in love when they were young. However, their relationship was more serious than Blackson leads on, as they seemingly were both heartbroken after splitting up. The question didn't go over well with many of the comedian fans, including fellow funny man Katt Williams. Katt Williams called him a coon. He said, coon question. Yeah, I think a lot of if we look back into who these people were back in the day, they were the same people they are now. They were flawed people, just like any point in history.
They were flawed.
Middle Ages times, of any country, people were flawed all forever. Now, do I believe the things about Martin Luther King are true? Like I said, his wife said no. The CIA said yes. There have been books written by people who are connected to them that said yes, some of this is true. We know that Martin Luther King allegedly had connections with Playboy as well, Hugh Hefner. I've heard people say that Martin Luther King had a fetish for white wives. some other things. He loves sleeping with Caucasian men's wives. Take with that as you will. This is all not proven. This is all allegations. It is what it is. But I want to get to this woman here. Her name is Betty Motz. That's how you say it, right? Betty Motz.
She's a tiny hat.
She is a alleged Jewish German woman, Ashkenazi Jew.
Which is not a shock. They always manage to connect themselves with black people.
So I'll put this article in the comments. I'm pretty sure y'all might have already read it. This is the woman who came out in 2016, had an interview where she said she was the woman that Martin Luther King referenced in one of his speeches when he said, there was a speech he had where he said, she liked me, I liked her, but I couldn't give up my future for a white woman.
Wow. So damn, if he said that in a damn speech.
Damn, now I might have to look. Yeah, there you go.
That confirms that this shit is true.
You see, the only time King ever made a reference to Betty in public comes from a 1964 MLK biography by Leroy Bennett titled "With What Matter of a Man." In it, Bennett maxed the quote with a tricky set of pronouns. So when the source of it is unclear, King then married father and quoted in saying, "She liked me, and I found myself liking her. But finally, I had to tell her resolutely that my plans for the future did not include marriage to a white woman." So he chose his future and his alleged responsibility for the future,
which is what Barack Obama did. He chose not to be with a white woman because he was thinking about his political career down the line, and he chose to marry Michelle.
Now, when I read this article, obviously the thing everybody talked about was, oh my God, Martin Luther King was with a white woman. That's the big story. But also what I got from this is not only did she, the Caucasian woman, his friends knew that who he was going to be in the future.
Exactly.
They already had it planned out that he was going to be Martin Luther King Jr.
And he could not have that
white woman. Matter
on
of
his
fact,
resume.
He was a pastor, remember? And one of his friends in his article it came out said you can't be no pastor in the South with no white wife.
Which brings me to
he was saying because Martin Luther King was trying to make the argument that love is love, basically. And he was saying you can't be like these entertainers and these athletes. You can't be no pastor down south with no white wife.
Love is not love.
Love is political. Love is culture.
Exactly.
And love is community.
It's amazing how when there was arranged marriages, it seemed to last longer than you actually going out and finding your own mate.
Well, see, the thing about it is back then people understood you can fall in love with anybody. And people don't like to hear that. Who you choose, you hear people say love is love and you can't help who you love.
Yes, you can. That's a fucking lie.
Who you choose to marry is 100% a political decision because that tells your values and your views on global society. The most for your people thing you can do, no matter what race you are, is to marry a person of your race and procreate more people of your race.
And keep your money in your community.
So, this was what he said about Martin Luther King. Obviously, there's been a lot of people making other allegations about a lot of black leaders from back then. Some of it is not true. They just saying stuff.
Like what?
Malcolm X. A certain segment love to bring Malcolm X up, but what they said about him has been proven false. It's never been proven true. It's been proven false, but they continue to spread it.
Well, he was with white women before he became.
No, not the white woman.
What?
They saying he was a gay prostitute. See how far it go?
Now wait a minute.
And that's been proven false.
I ain't gonna co-sign that. I've never heard that.
So
that's a goddamn lie.
You're co-signing the CIA saying white women, but when people start saying prostitute,
jugging and asses is a whole nother fucking topic. Now that's some bullshit. I ain't gonna let you talk about Malcolm X like that. I'm gonna have him snatch the bow tie off your ass.
Oh yeah, like old buddy said off Comedy Central. But
but Martin Luther King, I believe that shit. Now Malcolm, I don't believe that shit.
You picking and choosing. But and obviously like Hersey brought out, the woman was Jewish.
Of course she was Jewish.
Allegedly, because it says by the way, the woman said she was comfortable being with Martin Luther King in public because she had tan skin and brown hair. And the black woman allegedly walked up. This is what she said. Keep in mind, This is what this woman said. She could be a CIA agent herself.
Possibly.
She could be a CIA agent.
I absolutely believe that they were sending
agents at him.
Agents. They were sending all types of ass at him.
This is what I believe about Martin Luther King. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I believe Martin Luther King was a man who was tied in with political movements that did not benefit black people at first. I believe he was tied in with the Marxists and all that stuff. Communists and all that stuff. Remember that whole thing happened? Matter of fact, that's why the CIA allegedly was tracking him, because they thought he was attached to communists. I believe he was attached to this stuff, but later in his life, I think he came to an understanding of this. Remember that speech he had, the burning building? I believe he came to an understanding that this stuff don't help my people, and that's why he was taken out. I believe he's somebody who actually began to change it. Keep in mind, by the way, we're going to talk about Martin Luther King's family later. Martin Luther King, I believe, was a Republican, wasn't he? I believe so. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that. I'm pretty sure there's something Republicans like to bring up, so I don't know if it's true. I never bothered to look it up because it don't really matter. He dead. It don't really matter what political party he was part of.
Damn.
I mean, why would I care what a dead man's politics was as far as a political party? Care. No. I mean, not his beliefs, his political party. I don't care if he was Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't care. What was his beliefs at that point? Okay. But yeah. Next up, we're gonna jump to something else. Jay-Z, Meek Mill, and more push for law to prevent lyrics from being used in court against rappers to prove guilt. Why not? I will say this. Why not stop them from admitting crimes in songs? Thank you. Like, that's pretty stupid, ain't it? You must think very low. Because when you say rappers, who we talking about? We talking about black people. Not saying white people don't admit crimes in their songs, not just hip hop, all type of music. They admit to kidnappings and stuff. I know. They admit to serial killing. But crazy niggas is admitting, dumb niggas is admitting crimes in their songs and surprised when they get arrested. And it's like, which is crazy because they're saying pretty much you can't convict them of admitting they did something on the song. They have a right to express themselves. It's poetry. Now look, this is what they said. That's what they fucking saying. Jay-Z and many of his contemporaries are pushing for prosecutors to stop using rap lyrics in attempts to prove guilt during criminal trials. Oh, now let me say this: there are times when you might have a guy who has somebody on his team whose job it is to be a security, and he might shoot somebody. But you got a couple songs where you talk about shooting niggas. But you ain't never shot nobody. It's just quote unquote entertainment. Now I know this is not a good thing. This is not real entertainment. It's destruction to our community. I know. But it's entertainment. But because somebody in my team might have shot somebody and I got songs talking about shooting people, you might use that as evidence that we shot somebody. And it's not true. I think you're reaching a little bit. No, that's what happens. That's why they're doing this. There are people who will make songs about shooting people who ain't never shot nobody. But when somebody gets shot and they're around, then stop making songs about shooting people. I agree. Why are you making songs about shooting people if you ain't never shot nobody? I agree, but does that mean an innocent man should be arrested because of a dumb song he made? Well, if you choose to make that dumb song, then so he should be arrested. Stop rapping about it. So I'm asking you, should he be arrested? No, he should not be arrested. Okay. But you need to start rapping about stuff that you know that it's not true, that you're not living. I agree, but it's not helping our community at all. But he still shouldn't be arrested. Well, stop saying dumb shit. Jay-Z. Ho, Big Sean, Meek Mill, Fat Joe, and more are backing a proposed bill named Fat Joe again. Yeah, Fat Joe has been putting himself. I'm tired of Fat Joe ass. Calm down. I'm tired of his fat ass. He's not black. He's a fucking fat ass Puerto Rican. We tired of his ass. You'll never be fully accepted. It don't matter what the fuck you do. I'm tired of your fat ass too, Fat Joe. He just had an interview with I Am Athlete saying he's underrated and underappreciated. No, don't nobody give a fuck about you. Niggas fuck with Big Pun more than they F with you. Don't send your, I ain't gonna call it no name because even though I have issues with Remy Ma always protecting you, she likes Simone Sanders. She's a fucking linebacker for your ass. You can't say nothing about Fat Joe, because Remy Ma be a fucking linebacker for him. Oh, Big Sean, Meek Mill, Fat Joe, and more are backing a proposed bill named Rap Music on Trial, with the hopes of it becoming a state law per Rolling Stone. In a letter, the state lawmakers include New York Kathy Hochul and group called for the legislation to be passed after it made its way through the Senate Codes Committee. This is an issue that's important to Jay-Z and all of the artists that have come together to try and bring about this change. Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, by the way, he went to get his lawyer for rock.
Is he a Jew?
They all white Jew. It's crazy.
Tiny hats.
This is a long time coming. Mr. Carter is from New York, and if he can lend his name and his weight to that is what he wants to do.
Ask that lawyer, Shapiro, if he would help you get reparations for black people. Let's see what that Jewish lawyer would say to you,
Can't help
Mr. Jay-Z. Sorry, the shittings, man. The shittings are low.
Spiro co-wrote the letter to University of Richmond Professor Eric Nelson and said that he hopes the legislation makes its way across the country to send a message of progress is coming. Also co-signing the letter were Kelly Rowland, Killer Mike, Yo Gotti, Robin Thicke, and more.
Killer Mike.
Ain't Yo Gotti, I mean, I'm not accusing him, ain't he the whole thing with young, like.
Killer Mike has a white man as his business partner, and he had a fucking documentary
talking
about shopping black for a whole month, and you got a fucking white man as your damn partner, and it's okay because he's married to a black woman.
People crazy.
Man, get the fuck out of here, Killer Mike. I can't take you serious. Why would you not go get a black man to be, or a black woman to be your business partner?
You on fire right now.
No, man, it's I tried not to
see. You remember
go in on people. I really don't like talking shit about people, but you get just so frustrated with our people because it's like they have no damn common sense. It's like they live in an alternate world sometimes, and they expect for you to take them serious. How can you tell me to go shop black for a whole fucking month, but you have a white man as your business partner?
Your money is going to another community.
Go get a black business partner for a fucking month.
That would have been a good one.
But you don't trust niggas. You don't trust niggas.
I'm not gonna accuse him of that.
Shit.
I'm not gonna accuse him of that. But yeah, I don't pay attention. He really don't got no status. At one point, he was trying to make his way as a person who was trying to be a leader. By the way, what's up with rappers and stuff trying to be leaders? Like Jay-Z, like you're a former drug dealer who said you stopped doing conscious rap because it wasn't making you no money. Now you're this. Like, what's going on?
And I respect those who were doing conscious rap and still continue to do conscious rap, and they weren't in it for the money. They were in it because they enjoyed doing what they were doing. What they
spreading
do.
the message to their people.
But you cared about a status.
Yep. And it's a curated status created by the media.
And it still didn't get you nowhere. It didn't get you nowhere. Still,
nobody believe that shit. Here's another case. Speaking of celebrity gossip. This ain't really gossip though, because this is a reported source. This is a reported case.
Dressed in all black, which
Kris Jenner, ex-bodyguard, to settle suit for alleged groping his crotch. I haven't heard much about this case.
So she must have actually did it because she's settling the suit.
Well, yeah, she did it. Kris Jenner and her former bodyguard have agreed to privately settle a lawsuit on sexual harassment, sexual assault, and battery. The bodyguard, Marc McWilliams, accused Jenner, 66, of grabbing his butt and exposing herself to him. McWilliams said he was fired after he rebutted her advances. McWilliams, 45, also said Jenner grabbed his crotch back when his family still employed him in 2017.
So that means he wasn't interested in you at all.
So you did it multiple times. Jenner, who has been in a relationship with Corey Gamble since 2014, has not publicly made a statement about the 2020 lawsuit. McWilliams and Jenner for $3 million back in 2020. In the lawsuit, he said Jenner sexually assaulted him inside her luxury Bentley. McWilliams said he is employed by the Kardashian-Jenner between 2017 and 2019, ordered him to sit in the passenger seat of this luxury vehicle. Attorney Sean Novak stated in the lawsuit that Jenner became sexually flirtatious in nature towards McWilliams, then placed her right hand on the inside of his left thigh as she was driving. She then caused her right hand to be moved up the upper inner thigh and groin for caressing McWilliams. Novak wrote in the document McWilliams was shocked and offended by the uninvited and overtly sexual contact by Jenner and attempted to shift away from her groping. As he moved his body away from offensive sexual contact, Jenner's right hand came into contact with McWilliams' inner groin and genital area.
So she still persisted on trying to get some.
Now, hold on. This is where it get kind of stretched. McWilliams stated he suffered from physical and mental pain, illness, loss of sleep, and depression. That's get your money, bruh. I'm not going to, black man, mental health.
No,
okay.
it was. You know what? It was a mental health issue for him because you know what? He could have went through with this and she could have said that he sexually assaulted him.
Possibly. She could have came out with something against him. You're right.
So it was a mental and psychological issue for him because he's like, here again, a white woman throwing herself at me, and if I don't take her sexually advantage that she's trying to get on me, she could say that, you know, this. If I do it, she can do this. But the brother stayed strong and didn't fall for that witch.
But something else I found crazy is he has connections
to R. Kelly. Damn. Everything I just said went out the damn.
I think he worked
as a bodyguard.
Mark and the Grammy winner began to. Let me go back. Let me read what they said completely. Who is Marc Williams? Marc McWilliams is a former bodyguard who worked in famed Kardashian family. In May 2017, he was a founding member of a close friend and disgraced singer R. Kelly. He was close friends. As they founded music group MGM, Musically Gifted Men, in the late 80s, Mark and the Grammy winner began the project in the late 1989 and released one single, Why You Wanna Play With Me, in 1990. MGM was mentioned in 2019, Surviving R. Kelly, which showcased interviews with multiple women who alleged the controversial singer sexually assaulted them.
No, I think Mark just wanted the bag. He didn't want Jenner.
Yeah, he didn't want her. Let me
he
say
didn't
this.
want her.
How these people always got connections to other people. So the bodyguard for the Kardashians had a group with R. Kelly.
It's literally just like the workplace. In order to get hired somewhere, you got to know somebody in the workplace to get hired.
It's all nepotism.
Yeah.
Either family, friends,
you
or
can
you have a sexual relationship with somebody.
You can no longer be hired based on your job skill, knowledge. You have to know somebody in the workplace in order to get hired. You got to have connections. That's the world they live in, unfortunately.
When he getting his money now.
Yep, get your bag, Mark. I don't have nothing negative to say about you, sir.
Oh, man. All right.
Good for you.
We go to the next one. Now, this is where this is going to be an interesting topic. I didn't show you this. New Jersey mandates teaching Asian American and Pacific Islander history in schools.
But they're taking out black.
No. In New Jersey, it is a law. You have to teach African American history.
I'm just saying in other states.
Well, I'm saying this is not new for New Jersey. They do this for everybody. So I'm just,
okay.
So this is not even the story I want to talk about. I'm just bringing this up as a reference that in America, Asian people are now being known as minorities. They were not really.
They've been trying to get that for a long time.
They got it. Biden gave it to them. They finally got it.
But we still don't accept it.
Well, they finally got recognition as a minority, right? Now look at this. Oh, I forgot I made this an article too. So, ex-NBA player Sonny Weems gets called N-word by Chinese basketball fans after getting off of the team bus. He and the other Asian player got into an altercation, which ended with both of them being ejected. After Weems got ejected, fans started calling him the N-word and telling him to get out of China. Then it happened again when he was getting off of the team bus. I'm gonna show y'all the video now.
Well, that's what happens when you go and be around. You know.
Well, hold on. He's not just around there. He's a basketball player. He played in the NBA. And now he's in the China League because he can't make it in the NBA.
Well, he chose to go over there, so you got to deal with what the people over there say to you.
Nah, I don't.
You in their country.
No, I don't. I would have put hands. He's better.
Then put hands on them, and they're gonna whoop your ass. They gonna all them little people gonna gang up on him. Whoop his ass. Well,
all right.
If 10, 12 of them get on his ass, ain't nothing he gonna do.
He ain't alone.
Oh, okay.
He not alone.
Okay. Well, he be by himself.
The Asian player on his team might not be on his side, but there's niggas on his team that was literally like, what the hell? Now watch this right here.
What they do about it?
Get out of China! Nigger! 别他妈笑了 ！Nigger! Fuck you! Nigger!
Now,
this is what happens.
He's a better man than me.
You wouldn't have did shit.
What?
Them people would have beat your ass. little people got on you and start whooping your ass. Ain't shit you can do. Talking about, hey, they better than me. You will go do shit. You would have walked your ass down the damn walk of shame. Kept going just like his black ass did.
You really believe that? Come on now.
Shit.
Nah. So you would have just kept walking.
Well, we know I actually would have said something.
What?
But you wouldn't have said shit. You would have just kept walking.
Who you talking to right now?
Your ass. That's who I'm talking to.
I don't know who you talking to. I don't know who this person is you talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about your ass.
Nah, I don't
you would
think
have
so.
did shit.
All right. Them little Asian women flying in the air. That's all I can say. Them little legs in the air. They were flying in.
Oh Lord.
But so I'm gonna show y'all the article in China and how they're speaking.
But seriously though, what is he gonna do? He's in China. He's in their country.
Smacking the table.
What is he gonna do?
Put hands on him. Remember, there was a guy named Ty Lawson who got kicked out of China for saying Asian strippers thick. They kicked him out of China.
Asian strippers are thick.
He was in a strip joint in China.
You never seen a thick Asian.
Wait. Listen, he was in a stripper joint in China because he played for the China League. And you're not over there. They're very conservative. They have China stripper joints, but you're not supposed to record in there and put it on the internet stuff. He was recording it in the mirror. It was like, oh, forget what they're saying. These Chinese strippers kind of thick. He got banned from China forever. I said, damn.
Judgment instantly.
I said, niggas always, the ass always get them. Look at this. In Chinese, anyway. Liaoning fans blocked the bus to greet black players. Any competitive sport is not only limited to the field of play, it's inevitable to extend into the opposing side of the field. Nowadays, some radical Liaoning fans blocked the Guangdong men's basketball bus and abused the players. This crooked method makes us eat melons. What? Keep in mind, this is translated from actual, what's the language they speak? Mandarin. So this ain't really translated correctly with Google. Masses think they are low and shameful. What is even more frightening is that the videos of the Liaoning fans abusing Weems have become popular on the internet. Through social media, Frank said, "Oh my God, I have been playing in China for 7 years and have never seen anything like this. This is completely wrong and not good looking. I pray and hope that we be able to treat like humans, no matter what race we are. It's all about respect and treating others the way you want to be treated."
Mm-hmm. Y'all been saying that for how many years, and where has it got you?
You know where I think this came from?
What?
I hate to say it, LeBron James. Remember when the thing?
What you mean you hate to say it?
Because people always bring him up when it comes to basketball.
Oh.
Now, remember when the thing happened with China, and the owner, the what's it called, the GM of the Rockets said something about Hong Kong. Remember they was having all those protests and stuff? And the owner of the GM of Hong Kong, the GM of the Rockets said that free Hong Kong, he was against the CPP or Chinese Communist Party. But unfortunately, the NBA players were over there. So they're in a real bad situation. So the NBA players are real quiet. Like, they can really go. Keep in mind, this is China. When they have marches, it's not 2,000 people. It's 300,000, 400,000, 2 million people marching. That's normal. So the players got to be like, so they answering questions very PC to kind of get out of the country. So when they get out of the country, LeBron says, Maury put us in a real bad position. He need to know the facts. So these white people were on his ass. Oh, you're a part of the Chinese Communist Party. You're LeBron Ming, wherever they call him, right? They was on his ass for about 2 weeks. They was on his ass. And the black people was like, wait, why should we give a fuck about China? We don't give a fuck. That's what he said. I don't care about what's going on over there. I'm worried about America. So then they started having monkey things with LeBron jerseys on it. So they would come at LeBron calling him a nigga and stuff.
So why would you go over there and play for these people? They have no respect for you.
So now whenever they see a black player, I think this is part of what that is. They think black people in America are against them. Even though I believe that whole marching thing in Hong Kong was CIA funded.
It was.
That's CIA. That's America all over that.
We can't be against people that we don't give a fuck about.
Exactly. So I believe this is residue from that. This is why they're calling him the N-word and stuff.
No, they just inherently racist.
No.
And they don't give a fuck.
No, I mean being open with it. We know you can look up videos right now and see how black people in China get treated. They said they stare at you like you're from a different country.
That's how they treat Africans bad. We saw plenty of videos of them whooping Africans in their damn country, on the damn African continent, and on the damn Asian continent.
So yeah, but I believe them saying this stuff out loud to sports athletes.
How in the world do Asian people go on the continent of Africa, call y'all all types of names and whoop your ass, and y'all don't do shit?
Well, they do stuff. There's video of them whooping them back.
Oh, now.
No, it was around that time when those videos were first going viral, them hitting them with the sticks, you mean? Yeah, that was they was already.
I've seen one or two of them fighting back.
Shit, they can say the same thing about us here.
What? When don't we fight back?
Well, yeah, George Zimmerman's still living.
Huh?
George Zimmerman.
He's Asian?
I didn't say he was Asian. I said they do stuff to us here in America, and you could say we ain't fighting hard enough.
Why are you bringing up old shit?
Oh, you know that cut, didn't it? That's real.
I ain't seen George Zimmerman to do shit to him.
Oh, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general. Niggas in Florida, they love killing niggas, and George Zimmerman's still around.
Niggas in Florida are the most they're a different breed.
Niggas in Florida, hey, them some different Negroes down there. Them niggas different.
Very athletic and yeah.
Some
They're just different.
Love y'all, but y'all different. But look at this right here. So now, when we talk about the influence of black people in the world, people typically, when you look at that video, this shows sports. Sonny Weems, an American basketball player, is somehow in China playing basketball. Not only has our athletes been exported to other countries, you see throughout Europe, Australia, and all those places.
The music too.
The music.
They got K-pop. That's literally R&B.
That's literally R&B. You got.
They stealing covers of 90s
R&B.
90s R&B and redoing it.
You got jazz all over the place. You got hip hop obviously dominating. You got R&B. People in the UK, they trying to replace
drills, house music.
House music, yeah. The electronic sound. But you know the new sound that's stretched forth out of America?
Battle rap.
They're battle rapping now. I don't know if y'all watch battle rap. I do from time to time. When I saw this, I said, damn.
You can't have nothing.
I don't know what they're saying, but you pointed this out. He's saying the same thing. The battle rap in America.
I lock and load, Glock on your ass, son. That's what he's saying.
Watch how he raps. If you watch battle rap, the mannerisms, everything he's taking from the average battle rapper. Just watch this.
Bigla ka na lang hahandusay sa bangketa.
I wonder, is that Katt nigga?
Probably is.
Bigla ka na lang hahandusay sa bangketa. Tutok na tutok sa tuktok ang panglobang. Tak-tak bungo, tagak-tak dugo. Pero hindi tutokhang na nagmamaang-maangan. Paano man lalaban ang walang kalaban-laban?
They battle rapping now. This
Two
video
to the head.
I got this video from this
in your
person here.
Skull.
What's her name? Jay Boogie. She said they battle rapping now. Child, I can't decide who steal our culture more. Them, white folks, or foreign blacks. Damn, I didn't even see the last one.
Definitely foreign blacks.
I don't think so.
Who's stealing the most? White folks?
Asians. You just said that they have a whole industry still in.
Well, the problem with the black foreigners is they like to take credit and say they created stuff, knowing damn what they didn't create shit.
What they do is I think they simply blend themselves in.
Well, no, you can't. You
they
can
feel
blend
connected to you, man. You're a people.
No, that's not what you be saying. See, this is the fake shit I'm talking about. That's not what the fuck you be saying. We be having these conversations off the air. But now it's they blend in. They connected to us. Which one is it?
Look, this
there,
is
there go to talking black and sleeping white thing that
Wait,
just
what?
keep going on in our
white?
culture.
Who's sleeping white?
Niggas say one thing when they're not on air, but when they're on air, they switch it up.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm reading this. What did you just say?
That's not what you be saying though. You be talking shit about black foreigners, claiming they created certain genres. Matter of fact, we done talked about it on this channel before.
Oh, wait, pause. You saying I'll be talking shit about black people from other countries?
Yes.
When? I talk shit about them?
You talk shit about them saying they created genres of music and they have not created these genres of music.
But the way you phrase that.
Which is what we're talking about right now.
The way you phrase that.
No, I didn't phrase shit.
Yeah, you did.
No, you're trying to get your thoughts together.
No.
That's what you're trying to do.
No. What I be saying is when you have Jamaicans saying they invented hip hop, and now you got people in Africa saying that they inspired jazz, and I'm saying this is crazy.
No, it's not crazy. It's bullshit. That's what it is.
Okay. She said now y'all
look at her ass.
Who?
Fucking what's her name? Lovely Mimi. There go another caricature.
Still outside. So yeah, I just found that hilarious that now they battle rapping. I'm pretty sure that's Thailand or something.
I don't understand how my people don't realize they are literally the salt of the earth. You bring seasoning to the earth. Everything Black Americans do, it gets copied. This is not being arrogant. This is not, trying to big up. No, it's the fucking truth. They copy everything that we do. We can't have shit without it being copied. Now,
hold on. You can't really say that because we sell it to people.
A couple years from now, Asians say we created R&B.
They can't say that because they have to admit who they got it from.
Shit.
This stuff is on paper and video.
Hell, they said Michael Jackson was a white man.
See, they can't say that
either.
We got him on video.
No, we got the white one on video.
No, we got the black one on video too.
They're going to get rid of those black ones.
They can't.
Shit.
Every Negro got a picture of Michael Jackson black somewhere.
All the real black people be dead and gone in about 75 years.
We got the black Michael Jackson in our intro.
Everybody going to be beige running around here.
We got the black Michael Jackson in our intro.
You right. They're going to have to get rid of us.
We threats to the
we
new
a fucking
world
threat.
war.
We put. If y'all notice, we put the black Michael Jackson in the damn
well,
intro.
That should be obvious. I mean, I'm pretty sure anybody would have did that.
No, you got some people that would have put the.
I know. You
remember they made Michael Jackson white in the UK?
Well, was it any better when Flex played him? I mean, we gonna move on from that. It was both equally bad. I mean,
no, because Flex is a black man.
Yeah, but it was bad.
It's not bad. He's a black man, and he's entitled to play another black man.
The best representation of Michael Jackson came with the Jackson 5, the movie.
Yeah, we can say that. But Flex is a black man, so yes, he can play Michael Jackson. But it was bad. The white man, he's not white.
Get away from it. It was bad.
Well, yeah, I ain't trying to get away from it. What I'm telling you is, he was allowed to play him.
All right, let's talk shit about. We won't be able to do this soon, possibly.
With Cardi B, big thumb looking nose ass, taking people to court, we won't be able to do this shit.
Look, y'all, I don't know why he got so much venom.
I don't got no fucking venom against that hoe. Alleged hoe. She be taking my ass to court.
I don't think we got a big enough platform for her.
Then, when I leave the courtroom, she have somebody drug me. I ain't got no money, Cardi.
This is extended rant, y'all. This is extended rant. He been going for about 30 minutes now. Damn. All right, so now we can talk shit about Biden and them. We're going to start with Black News and them. We use them from time to time, even though they on some buzz too.
I don't know why they call Black News. They should call Black and Brown.
I just use them
News Network.
We just use them for a backdrop at this point because
they have more Latinas on there and Latinos, and they have black people on the damn page.
So this way, the title is President Biden's approval rating falling among black voters. Let's see what he said.
It would be an understatement to say that Democratic voters feel a sense of disappointment with the Biden administration. Poll after poll has shown his approval rating taking a hit across the board. But the latest polls on where black voters stand and which party they identify with might be more cause of concern for Democrats. The latest Quinnipiac poll reveals that despite Biden winning 87% of the black vote in the presidential election, his approval rating among black voters has now fallen to 57%, down from 78% last April. Black voters' approval ratings of congressional.
But how in the hell did y'all ever support him at 78?
How the fuck is it still at 57? It should be at 0%.
Well, I'm going to say some people got their own politics, so at least at 30. Like, come on.
Damn, you being too generous.
Well, some people have the same politics as him. That's black.
Simone Sanders?
Yeah, so I mean, I would imagine there's some black people that 100% agree with him. So it should be at least, I would hope, 20, 30%.
And those niggas got to go.
Has also plummeted to 57%, down from 70% last April. And what might be even starker shift in the latest polls laying out which party Americans say they most identify with.
Biden.
According to Gallup, although most Americans said they identified with the Democratic Party at the start of 2021, by the end of last year, those numbers flipped, with more Americans saying they now identify with the Republican Party. When it comes to black voters, they too are moving slightly to the right. For the first half of last year, 11% said they identified with the Republican Party. But by the second half of 2021, that number rose to 16%. And the numbers that said they identified with Democrats fell slightly.
So when
I don't believe that. I believe it's more than 16%.
So when they gonna drop black people? If you've been paying attention to what we've been saying, we told you that they're already cutting up the voting map to give more power to the other demographics.
Well, they've been leaning Hispanic, and Asian. Because you know Asians are now minorities.
Yeah, they actually pushing the Asian vote now, convincing them to vote. So
which goes to your theory. Yeah, you watch Freedom. What are they called?
You don't gotta give them a name.
Okay, you were saying that black people are finished in the North.
You see Freeman.
They need to come down.
The Southern
south.
Movement. The Southern Movement. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, I can't remember the dude's name. He's part of the Freeman Project.
Not something.
Yeah,
Naheem
from Atlanta. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. He's
originally from New York, ain't he?
Yeah, he's from New York, but he live in Atlanta now. But a lot of those dudes, a lot of people, have a campaign. And you can look it up. The Southern Movement, something like that.
And I said I didn't want him to come back,
but they're gonna have to. They're saying that black people up north and up northern Midwest need to go down south. So Chicago, New York, Pennsylvania.
Let me tell you.
That's not north, but
let me tell you something, bruh. I'm definitely ready to get the fuck off of the Northwest.
Well, they don't really. Seattle, you never had no power here anyway. We saw the numbers. There's only like 2% of black people.
3% of black. 3%. It's like this place is 3% black. It's more Asian people here than it is black people.
It's more biracial. It's mixed people here than black.
So don't be shocked if you hear Asians whooping black people ass.
Nah,
in the
Northwest.
Northwest.
They gonna get just jumping on niggas though.
So yeah, I'm definitely ready to go back to the South.
So it's time to go back to your home where your Southern roots, because you have no political power at all.
It's almost like they actually seem like they're trying to push black people back to the South.
Before. They like to push black people. We talked about this before as well. They like to push black people from the city to the suburbs, back to the city. So you're right. Maybe they're trying to get them out of the state now.
No, they're trying to get us all in one area so they could get us, y'all.
Nah. The last thing they want
to
do.
We scattered now.
No, see, it would actually hurt them. If black people in general moved to Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina,
North Carolina, Florida, Tennessee.
Anna,
it's a lot of black people in Tennessee
those type
too.
of places, just take over that area. Maybe Texas, lean over to Texas.
Oh hell!
It would actually hurt the Democratic Party,
Texas,
and the Republican Party, because a lot of those red states would be dominated by black people.
But are black people gonna flip the states and make them blue?
Well, that's no. See, here's the thing: when you have that level of political power,
then you create your own party.
There you go.
Okay.
You don't go Democrat. You create your own. You say these 5 states is ours. If you want us, do what we want.
Oh, Mr. Farrakhan said, give us Georgia,
the promised states,
Alabama, and I think
Florida.
New Orleans.
It's Florida.
I
think, yeah.
Give us North Carolina too, and
nigga, stop trying to creep North Carolina
and Mississippi.
In there. I don't want Fort Bragg. I'm good.
When we take it over, Fort Bragg is gonna be gone. They gotta move.
Hold on, we
else.
need a military.
Yeah, our own military.
So you want to keep it,
but we're not gonna call it Fort Bragg.
But it's still there.
That's named after a white man.
It don't matter. Hell, how most of our damn HBCUs named after white men. Knock them down too, please.
White women too.
Exactly. And a bunch of them is damn slave owners. But
damn,
it is what it is. Sad case, man.
They're like, I'm from Morehouse. I'm from Spelman. Okay, yeah, named after a white woman and a white man.
Let's see if they say something else.
Joining me now to discuss is the chair of religious studies of the religious studies department at the University of Pennsylvania, Anthea Butler.
Okay, so he went into his interview. I just wanted those stats. So,
hey, sister,
if the numbers are going down and they're losing support, and I'm about to ask the question: at what point do they drop? When they gonna drop them? When they gonna drop black people?
When they gonna drop black people or black women?
That's a good question. Because they're real part. They're real.
When they drop y'all black women, we're gonna be singing that song "Touched by an Angel." I will walk with you.
They taking y'all on a long walk, short walk.
They taking y'all on a walk, and we down here at the end of the street looking at them walk out of the street, and we just waiting for y'all to turn for them to, you know.
And the reason why we said it is because most of the people running Democrat are women, not just black women, women in general. They're using women right now as their ultimate cover.
They keep dangling these carrots.
Yeah.
They're dangling an abortion carrot in front of you.
They don't care about niggas. Niggas don't vote enough. Niggas got too many felonies. They can't vote enough. Niggas don't get off the couch enough to vote because they
on the corners.
Yeah, they got up for
edges of the highways.
Yeah, they got Obama in one time with a giant push by black men. Well, not only was the percentage high, but the actual vote number of black men was high. And they was like, oh my God, black men came out in these numbers. And the next year, the next election,
nobody
numbers dropped.
didn't show up. I didn't show up.
Them numbers dropped to me, so they don't trust the black male vote. So it's whatever.
When the Barack Obama second term came around, I fell asleep. I was like, damn, he won. However, when Trump second term came around, I couldn't even sleep. I was so wary.
Second term? You mean second vote attempt?
I mean second term vote attempt. Sorry, but when
Lord
Trump,
boy, you got to sweat right now. No, let me clarify. The 2020 election, when that came around, that's what we're gonna say. Lord,
it was just like last Friday when I had that whatever was going on with me. I couldn't sleep. I felt lethargic. I felt like I was in a mental institute when it was Trump night, because it's something in my spirit knew. I can't even say. I can't even say it.
It can't. Let's move on. So this is another video they got. Talk about the failed promises. By the way, these three guys are not going to be on trial. We might talk about that when that comes up. So he already got convicted. Now these three.
It's an Asian.
Yeah, Asian. I think this
white man.
I think this dude is biracial. I'm not sure.
And a other.
But I do know that he was in a grocery store right after the event happened, and people were following him around.
Did it whoop his ass?
But he could tell he was just like, "Come on, man." The look on his face was just so. Leave me alone, please. And they were just chasing him around with a phone. Hi, how does it feel to kill someone?
Oh, was it white people?
It was. You know what it was? It was on his ass, boy. He was just down. He was just looking like, man. But here's what I had to say.
Derek Chauvin is serving a 22.5-year prison sentence, and J. Alexander King, Thomas Lane, and Tao Thao are facing accountability for their alleged complicity.
So this is hold on.
In George Floyd's death. Many of the justice reform aspects of President Biden's Lift Every Voice plan for Black America remain unfulfilled.
So these are the things unfulfilled so far. Reduced prison populations. Actually, a third of the prison population has shrunk, of the black prison population have shrunk since 2006. Or at least the black male prison population. A third
That's a
has
good
dropped.
thing.
But it had nothing to do with him, obviously.
Of course not.
Reduce federal spending on incarceration. Why do you even have federal money going to prison? Anyway, rehabilitation. Like, why is there such thing as a private prison? That's already crazy. Rehabilitation for formerly incarcerated. Y'all been saying that for the longest. Investigate local state law enforcement. Y'all been saying that. Create task force on procedural discretion. Reform sentencing.
They've been saying that shit too.
What about qualified immunity? Oh, y'all took that out because of Clyburn. Oh yeah.
Most notably, congressional passage of the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, for which President Biden set a...
What did she say?
Better not. Better not. That's your foreign president you were talking about.
What the?
That's why the fuck y'all don't need to be on this platform.
Better not. What the hell is that?
That accent coming out.
A firm deadline of May 2021.
I know Republicans have their own ideas and are engaged in the very productive discussions with Democrats in the Senate.
What?
Is Joe Biden's eyes blue or brown?
Let's leave that alone.
We need to work together to find a consensus. But let's get it done next month, by the first anniversary of George.
Although...
And Nancy Pelosi ass
She looked finished.
She looked drunk. That's what she looked.
She on the bottle.
She got a damn bottle underneath the damn podium where they at.
Let me show y'all. Now this is something said by Martin Luther King's niece.
That's what she known for.
Yeah.
She don't even have a name. Her name is just literally MLK's
she had a name. I think her name was
niece.
Keila. Kyla. How you say
Well,
it?
they never say it. She just referenced as Martin Luther King's niece, and she don't have a problem with
I
it.
showed in the article. MLK's niece. Biden was playing the race card and pushed for voting reform. The niece of Dr. Martin Luther King says President Joe Biden
There you
was
go
playing
again,
the
the
race
niece.
card and trying to stir up emotion while pushing for voting reform. Now she's no different than Martin Luther King III, who goes around using Martin Luther King's name for the Democrats. She used the name for the Republicans. They both making money off their family members' name.
Get your bags.
She called herself an activist. She also was somebody back in the day who was against LGBT stuff being lumped in with black people.
Which is a good thing.
She did not want the Civil Rights Act to amend that in. So she, you can have your opinions on her, but it's some of her beliefs. Let me show the actual article here. All right. You see here, her name is Avita.
Oh, we
Avita
finally
King.
know the woman name.
Avita King appearing on John Simon Reports podcast Wednesday pushed back against Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, specifically when it comes to the Democratic Party push for election and voting reform legislation, which ultimately failed. During his speech in Atlanta, Biden said American senators have to pick a side when voting for the upcoming voting reform legislation. Every senator, Democrat, Republican, and Independent, will have to declare where they stand, not just for the moment, but for the ages. What? Biden said during the speech, do you want to be on the side of Dr. King or George Wallace? Do you want to be on the side of John Lewis or Bull Connor? Do you want to be on the side of Abraham Lincoln or Jefferson Davis? He was definitely he compared a bunch of black people to, but then he worked with this, what's the dude's name? He worked with Dixiecrats. He worked with segregationists.
Who, Joe Biden?
Yeah, we did a video on that. We talked about that.
We already talked about that, yeah.
He said he seemed like a father.
There's a video we watched on YouTube.
We did a video on
Yeah, we did a video on it, and in that video, there was a video on YouTube talking about him being a Dixiecrat.
Yeah, that was
it went further in depth about it. Yeah.
And we talked about it.
It was another video.
Maybe I remember you watched that. I think you watched that. I didn't watch that.
Talking about it, I'm sure.
But Biden, Harris, and Pelosi are not representing human dignity. Oh, sorry, my Avita says her uncle was prophet and a preacher before he was a leader in the civil rights movement.
Prophet.
Yeah. But Biden, Harris, and Pelosi are not representing human dignity as MLK did. Ava claims. She says instead they are having temper tantrums. Now that's not what Biden is doing, representing human dignity. President Biden and Vice President Harris, they're not. Nancy Pelosi and all of them. They are stirring up emotions to get their way. It's like having temper tantrums when you're the highest seats in office. Biden and fellow Democrats have been pushing for legislative voting reform by claiming voter ID laws and banning mass mailing of absentee ballots are an assault on our freedom to vote. They often claim those policies negatively affect minorities in America. King disagrees, saying on a podcast, voter ID is necessary because we tell somebody they don't need an ID, they don't count. King says they may as well just mark an X on the ballot. So we need an ID and sensible voting.
Yeah, when you go vote, you should have a ID. That's common sense.
I saw somebody say this. They were like, I ain't never seen a black person that didn't have an ID.
I've never seen one either.
Everybody got an ID.
Everybody has an ID, a driver's license, or whatever you want to call it.
That's because this building got nothing to do with black people. They just using black people as the face of it.
Which is what they always do to get some passed.
That's why Joe Biden keeps saying this is Jim Crow 2.0. And it's like Jim Crow Joe bringing up Jim Crow 2.0. That's funny.
This is nowhere near Jim Crow.
Nowhere near.
You know what? Those people who actually went through Jim Crow should slap the shit out of his ass for saying some insensitive shit like that. That's insensitive.
What's the movie with the little dolls?
Oh, the Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood.
Them little black dogs gonna whoop his ass. He looked like that old man too.
They're gonna be in the White House waiting for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me show you what Biden had, because he was asked a question about black people, and they asked him about black people's support for him, and this is what he had to say as an answer.
I've had their back. I've had their back my entire career. I've never not had their back.
So you had their back when you did the, what was it, 5? I'm pretty sure it was 5 crime acts you did to imprison him. 3 strikes, all that.
Every decade he did one.
No, all throughout late 70s. I think it was 78, 82,
70s,
86,
80s,
89,
90s,
and 91 and 94. Y'all can look that up yourself. He had like 4 or 5 of them.
He would not stop. He was relentless.
What about the racial jungles? You didn't want schools to become racial jungles.
Your daughters, they always go to their daughters because we just can't stay away from their fucking daughters.
And I started on the voting rights issues long, long ago. That's what got me involved in politics in the first place. And I think part of the problem is...
Didn't he just lie recently and said that he was he got arrested in the civil rights movement?
Yeah, he did get arrested in the civil rights movement for fucking trying to attack niggas. They arrested his ass.
That's a joke, y'all. You gotta say that now because we don't know what's coming down the pipe. But also in South Africa, he said that he got arrested going to go see Nelson Mandela. And that was a lie.
Yeah, he did get arrested for going to go see Nelson Mandela because he was trying to assassinate. I can't even finish it.
Look, there's significant disagreement in every community on whether or not the timing of assertions made by people has been in the most timely way. So I'm sure that there are those who are saying that why didn't Biden push John Lewis bill as hard as he pushed it the last month? Why didn't he push it 6 months ago as hard as he did now? The fact is that there is...
This is what we're dealing with, y'all. This man brain is fried. And we got to look at his stuff.
There's a timing that is not of one's own choice. It's somewhat dictated by events that are happening in country and around the world as to what the focus is.
But he had time to get the Asian Act passed.
We're going to get to talk about that when we go to the full answer that he had about why he didn't do something.
Okay.
We're going to get to that in full. Hold on. Here's another video clip. Because he had a conference recently. Where he
2 hours.
2 hours. He actually answered questions for 2 hours.
Was doing well for the first 30 minutes.
He didn't do well none. He was stumbling and stuttering all over the place. Man, brain is fried. But I want you. This man asked him a question.
I bet he shitted on himself too.
Remember that?
Shit, piss everywhere.
Remember that old lady said Biden need to be in an old folks home and Harris need to be in a brothel. All right, let me show this full answer. This is the full answer he gave. Is how much? There's so much bullshit in his answer. It's crazy.
Your domestic agenda. You've gotten a lot of questions about voting rights, Mr. President, but I want to ask you about black voters, one of your most loyal constituencies. Yep. I was in Congressman Clyburn's district yesterday in South Carolina. You opened this news conference.
By the way, how are black people loyal to Biden? They only voted for you once.
Yeah.
Why they keep painting it like they always voted for him? Am I crazy?
You hear me talking, so we know damn well we ain't loyal to him.
Like, how many times did he run for president versus how many times did he win?
Yeah, this is not his first time running for president.
I'm pretty sure he ran 2 to 3 times before this one.
He just like Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton.
He just in politics for the longest.
And what's her name? Pocahontas.
So why do they keep saying the black vote is, or the black people are loyal to him rather than the party? It's weird they keep saying that.
Talking about him, I spoke to a number of black voters who fought to get you elected, and now they feel as though you're not fighting hard enough for them. And
well, people told them, don't vote for him.
Hold on. And what he's not fighting for? Is she gonna tell the things that black people want, or is she just gonna leave it vague?
Oh, you know it's always vague because he's gonna say that black people want voting rights.
Priorities, and they told me they see this push on voting rights more as a last-minute PR push than it is a legitimate effort to get legislation passed. So what do you say to these black voters who say that you do not have their backs as you promised on the campaign trail?
I've had their back. I've had their back my entire career. I've never not had their back. And I started on the...
I'm going to fast forward because we just saw this in the other clip.
Voting rights issues, push John Lewis bill as hard as he pushed it the last month. Why did he push it 6 months ago as hard as he did now? The fact is that there's a timing that is not of one's own choice. It's somewhat dictated by events that are happening in country and around the world.
So I did push it because of timing.
So what the focus is. But part of the problem is, as well, I have not been out in the community nearly enough.
So the wrong timing, and I haven't been in the community enough.
I've been here an awful lot. I find myself in a situation where I don't get a chance to look people in the eye.
Not the right time. I can't be in the community. I can't look people in their eye. This is to pass a bill, by the way, that I don't give a damn about. But this is to pass a bill. He's saying I didn't get a chance to go to the community. It wasn't the right time, and I couldn't look the people in their eye. What they got to do with you pushing for a bill?
Can we talk about that bill right quick?
Go ahead.
Do we live in an alternate fucking universe? Is your black ass able to go vote?
Yes.
My black ass is able to go vote. I don't know no black people, black Americans, who are legal citizens in this country
They can't vote.
that don't have an ID and cannot vote. Who the fuck are these voting rights for? And black people, I see them in the comment section. They like,
we don't.
What the fuck are they talking about? And we just get ignored. Like we invisible. You go on black news channel, you go in the comment section like, why the fuck are y'all talking about voting rights?
We don't need
There ain't no way they don't look at they damn.
They look at it.
Comment section.
They shadow banned you before.
Yeah, I'm still am shadow banned. I write something, I go there, look, it's there, but if I say go look and see if my comment there,
I can't see it.
It ain't shit there. Fuck y'all.
Because of both COVID and things that are happening in Washington.
So I couldn't do it because of COVID. Now keep in mind what he
But you
did
got-
do. What he did do during COVID, he passed the Asian bill, the Native American bill. He got he did a lot of stuff during COVID for other people. But you, I gotta get in your face. I gotta tell you lies. I gotta tell you the pretty lies to your face.
Oh, that song by Kevin, In This Moment. That's what he's doing. In this moment, he's telling black people sweet little lies.
To be able to go out and do the things that I've always been able to do pretty well. Connect with people. Let them take a measure of my sincerity. Let them take a measure of who I am. For example, I mean, as I pointed out in South Carolina, last time when I was chairman of the Judiciary Committee, I got the Voting Rights Act extended for 25 years, and I got strong affirmative vote for it.
Yeah, the Districrat friend of yours, the segregationist friend of yours. Don't act like that was just some hard thing for you to do. That was your friend. Matter of fact, you saw him as a mentor. You just gonna ignore that part. You got your mentor to vote for a bill that he didn't believe in.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. That's the white woman song.
That's what I've been doing my whole career. And so the idea that I
like a tire losing air when
Look at them teeth.
didn't either anticipate or because.
All right, we're done with the lies. All right.
I can't take it no more. My brain fucking hurting.
Keeping up with him is just, good Lord. So he basically said, I couldn't do what I want to do because of COVID. I wasn't able to go outside and be in people's face and look at them eye to eye. That's what he's saying.
I'm finna.
So this dude right here.
I already got my hat ordered.
Biden, that was a while ago. I'm sorry, not recently. Y'all remember when Biden said this? Because funny how they made sure to go there. He made sure to go to Georgia on Martin Luther King Day to talk about voting rights. When he made this comment here
It all
about,
ties in.
He made this comment here about Martin Luther King.
But even worldwide impact.
Sorry, let me go back.
But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's
How disrespectful.
death did. But
Lord have mercy. And this dude here said,
Martin Luther King may have been doing what he was doing.
This dude said, I'm finna order my MAGA hot right now.
But to compare George Floyd to Martin Luther King
is crazy.
A man who,
has some level of dignity.
In public, at least.
At least.
It's not it's disrespectful.
George Floyd did not deserve to be killed, but karma comes down on people who commit heinous things in their past. The man deserved to go to prison who did it, but please leave it at that. He deserved to go to prison. The other guys deserve to go to prison. Stop there. All you gotta do is stop there. I hate when I listen to people like Jason Whitlock and all them, and they constantly bring up George Floyd's history and almost, they don't really say it, but they almost make an argument that they should really be in prison for doing it. It's like, no, they should.
Yeah, they should.
They should be in prison, but leave it at that. Just stop there. It's it. Just stop there. They should be in prison. Stop. We don't need to glorify and make him an angel. Just stop.
Well, Jason Whitlock, ham hawk looking ass.
He's an absolute.
He's finished.
I finally can say I had to stop watching. He's a coon. It's not even.
Oh, damn! You dropped a C word on his ass.
I let people have their opinion. I even agree with some of the things he said, but after I saw what I saw, it's like
Coon?
It is what it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
You giving out coon awards?
Speaking of voting rights, this is what Tariq Nasheed showed this here.
That's crazy. I said coon awards, and you said Tariq Nasheed. I didn't even know that was coming up.
This is sweet. But he said the Democrats keep spreading this meme here. Mexico abolished slavery in 1829. Slaveholders in the United States knew that enslaved people were escaping to Mexico. The U.S. tried to get Mexico to sign the Fugitive Slave Treaty and wanted Mexico to return the escaped enslaved people to the U.S., but Mexicans refused to sign such a treaty, insisting that all enslaved people were free once they set foot in Mexican soil. When they were black Mexicans. Matter of fact, one of the presidents...
There still are black Mexicans.
Yeah, one of the presidents of Mexico was black. So, and the Seminole Indians
are black.
Were black who went to Mexico.
You know that, yeah. There's still black Seminole Indians right now in Florida.
Yep. Yeah. So
in Oklahoma.
So he's saying that the Democrats are using this to convince black Americans to be so on board with immigration. I don't know black people who have actually our aunt.
What?
I'm about to say I don't know black people who got a strong opinion on immigration, but actually our mama and our aunt had a strong opinion on Mexicans. Stop. We're not gonna say what they believe.
I have strong opinions on them,
but I don't know if you. Well, yeah, I know you do. You sit here and we talk about it. I'm talking about family members, other family members, and then I remember them, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. They just the laundromats cause a lot of beef.
Yeah, there's some beef going on between black people and Mexicans when it comes to the laundromat. They both like washing clothes. The only difference is black people don't hold the fucking black people don't hold the fucking dryers and washers for other black people. They like, if it's open, go. The fucking Mexicans, they'll stand there, and then black people get tired and say, get the fuck out of the way so I can put my damn clothes in there.
Yeah. See, growing up, there was a lot of arguments. My mama
there was no arguments.
Oh, no. I'm not saying arguments like back and forth. I'm saying I've heard some words get transferred, like move out the way,
or I'm gonna move you out the way,
or we gonna shake this whole room up at a laundromat.
Shaking in the city.
It's just a laundromat, but shit get real. And
they had their own damn laundromat. They had two
Mexican,
of their own,
Spanish, only.
And they still were going to the other laundromats.
All right.
Yep, that was the beef, the laundromat.
Look at this. Virginia's first black woman lieutenant. Why didn't they say governor says we need to move on from slavery?
Now, you want to finish reading or can I dive in?
Let's just go through a paragraph. On Saturday, Republican Winston Sears will make history as Virginia by becoming the first black woman to hold statewide office when she is sworn in to lieutenant governor alongside the governor-elect Republican Glenn Youngkin. Sears will preside over the state senate and cast tie-breaking votes that could prove decisive to her political priorities, including restricting abortion and adding new charter schools. The Jamaican-born Republican frames her success as proof that the U.S. is progressing when it comes to race. I'm from another country, another culture, Sears says, but I am here. I see racism as one more hurdle in life. The 57-year-old don't fit easily into a box in her campaign literature. Sears is a gun-toting Marine Corps veteran who will banish critical race theory from Virginia schools. Sears is also a philanthropist, a former director of homeless shelter, and a volunteer for a prison ministry. And she is a comeback story, someone who overcame a traumatic childhood, political setbacks, and family tragedy to come within the heartbeat of the governor's mansion. Go ahead.
How many of these black political leaders are not black American?
Remember the one in Michigan, the Nigerian one saying he gonna get rid of Black History Month.
Yep. Now
that is what it is. Now that's not to say that no black Americans ever said this. I'm just saying.
No, but you are not even black American. So who the fuck are you to come to America and tell black people that live in Michigan?
No, she's in Virginia,
that I'm gonna get rid of Black History Month.
No, I'm sorry, I just tied you up right there. There was a guy in Michigan.
Yeah, I'm talking about a guy in Michigan right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Who are you to say that? You don't get to say that. You're not from here. And her
in Virginia, yeah.
Who are you, a Jamaican-born woman, coming to the U.S. saying, "Oh, because I got to be a lieutenant governor"?
Yeah, she was in the military first, yeah.
That racism has progressed. We need to get over slavery. Why y'all always telling us to get over slavery? Oh, I know why. Because y'all didn't go through the things that we went through like y'all did in Jamaica that we went here in America. Have you ever heard Jamaicans talk about racism?
It's a black country.
It's a black country, but they have a lot of other races there. They have a lot of Indian people there. They have Caucasian people there. They have Irish people there.
But when you're the majority, it doesn't really impact you that much.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you can't come to a country where we are the minority and tell us that racism is still not impacting us and slavery is still not impacting us. For her to say something like that, that fights the argument of reparations.
Well, it's been proven through studies that black immigrants are treated differently than black Americans. Matter of fact, a lot of black immigrants, ones who are honest, will say, I remember one guy I showed this video, he said that he's Jamaican, I believe, or one of those. Maybe he was Haitian, I'm sorry. And he said he got pulled over by a cop. And he said the cop pulled him over and he showed him his ID. He said, "Oh, you're Haitian." And he said his whole energy just calmed down and he just treated him differently. So he was Haitian and the cop treated him differently for not being black American. So it is what it is. You know,
and that's why I don't be sitting here defending them. Now I talk about your stories and America do some fucked up shit. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. But at the end of the day, all we got is each other here in America. It's a shame that the black foreigners that come here, they try to shit on you too. I mean, for her to say that fights the argument of reparation when she's saying you need to get over slavery. I've seen things are progressing here. So white people see that and go, well, why the fuck do we need to, do reparations when we have black people saying that we're progressing, quote unquote.
This is right here. Florida could shield whites from discomfort of racist past.
We don't care how they feel.
Tallahassee, Florida. A bill passed in by Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Ooh, I can't wait.
That would prohibit public schools and private businesses from making white people feel discomfort when they teach students to train employees about discrimination, and the nation's past received its first approval today. The Senate Education Committee approved a bill that takes aim at critical race theory, though it doesn't mention it explicitly, on party lines where Republicans in favor of the Democrats oppose. Democrats argue that the bill isn't needed, would lead to frivolous lawsuits, and said it would amount to censorship in schools. They asked without success for real-life examples of teachers or businesses telling students or employers that they were racist because of their race. The bill is not for blacks. This bill is it was not for any other race. This was directed to make whites not feel bad about what happened years ago. Who is black? At no point did anyone say white people should be held responsible for what happened. But what I would ask my white counterparts is, are you an enabler of what happened, or are you going to say we must talk about our history? This is going to blow up in the Republicans' faces. They turned this critical race theory thing. And right now they're reacting to what their voters are saying. Oh, what? This is crazy. They want us to hate America. So they're creating all these bills and laws to stop you from talking about America a certain way. That is going to backfire so hard in the coming years. Because now in Texas, for example, they have a bill where if you talk something positive, negative, you have to say something, the quote unquote other side with it. So if I bring up slavery, I have to talk about this other side with it. And so that's going to lead to, when you talk about certain subjects, you're going to have to talk about the negative. They're tying themselves up. In about 2 years, you're going to hear about people suing. White people are going to be suing because they're going to be saying that the school is teaching people to hate. Even on 4th of July, you're going to have to talk about why independence was created.
Or that song.
You're going to have to talk about everything, and that's going to lead to people suing because of that. So that's going to backfire soon. But it's just crazy how it's already over. Most of this country,
they fighting so hard.
this patriotism is gone. It's dead.
Because people are finally waking up and saying our fathers have told us lies.
So you've been to war with Iraq, Afghanistan. You invaded Cuba, Haiti. You had the Iran-Contra situation where you were selling drugs, COINTELPRO. You got all these sick, nasty things you've done, and you expect people to still love their. Well, hold on. Let me not say people. I mean the majority, the Caucasian. You expect them to grow up knowing this, ignore it, and still be super pro-America. It's the internet destroyed
and
that.
they still doing shit
Exactly.
to this day.
The internet destroyed that because they told people truth. It's over. You got a generation growing up with the internet, and all they see is America ain't shit.
America is wicked. They have their hands in every pot.
Every war, every government overthrow, every last one, they had something to do with it. So it's hard to get those people to be patriots now.
And that's what you have to do.
That's why they want you to join the military out of high school. Well, now I think
to develop patriotism for your country, to love your country.
I don't even think they do that no more because they're saying you have to have a certain IQ, and the kids aren't coming out with a certain IQ, and you have to have a certain weight, and the kids aren't fit enough.
And we know the kids are fat as hell.
The kids aren't fit enough to join certain segments of the military, like special forces and stuff.
Well, I can't even say the kids are. Well, let me take that back. These kids ain't fat as hell.
They skinny.
They are big as hell. They tall as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, have you seen the babies that's been coming out of these people?
Boy, these pandemic babies.
I ain't seen a 5-pound baby. They 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fucking pound babies coming out of these women, and it's like
they ain't just
these fucking mutants.
They're not just 12 pounds. They big. They just big hands,
big heads,
they, eyes open.
Like, I don't even know if I wanted to square up with one baby because it was like your hands is big as hell.
I saw one video of a baby who was 5 hours old already lifting their head up, looking around. I'm like,
lifting steel.
I'm like, all right, this shit is different. These kids,
mutants. That's what the fuck they are.
I ain't gonna say no more. Stop right there. But what's going on in 2020? Since 2019 that's got these kids big as hell. Let's leave it alone.
It's some kids as big as hell too that was born in like the late 2000s. They big as hell too. Yeah, we were talking about it. What we've been saying it for years. What's in the damn water? These kids are fucking huge.
Yeah. Let me jump to this right quick too. This is a crazy story since we on the immigration situation. This story is crazy. TSA reveals illegal migrants flying without proper ID can use a arrest warrant as identification.
But you, as an American citizen, because I forgot my ID.
Yeah, it was
when
tough.
We went to North Carolina.
They really hassled you because of that.
But I had my other ID on me.
And they still
pulled me to the side.
Yep.
They still had to put me in that thing where they could see everything. Which, yeah.
Everybody got to go through that though.
Before 9/11,
we didn't get to experience.
Just going to the airport, just running to the airport because your plane's about to leave in
10 minutes.
10 minutes. We never experienced that.
You got to be there 2 hours before. Never
going to experience that.
When we went to the airport last time, I sat there. I was like, "This is all pointless. This ain't stopping nothing. It's not stopping nothing." And it's just like, but anyway. Representative Lance Gooden has sent a letter to TSA after a whistleblower claimed the agency was allowing unknown migrants to board commercial airlines in the U.S. TSA Administrator David responded explaining that certain DHS documents may be considered acceptable alternate forms of identification. Those include warrant for arrest of alien and a warrant for removal deportation. So let me get this right. An illegal migrant is here. They get a letter for deportation. They can then leave the state and on the flight show the letter for deportation, a warrant for deportation, as proof of identification.
They're supposed to detain them and take them to the deporting.
But now they can
or whatever.
But they can just use the.
We don't even try to make sense of what fucking country we living in. It's a fucking communist country. That's what it is.
If the traveler does not have acceptable ID, 2 forms of alternate ID are required, and they are subject to additional screening. I'll put the article in if you want me to. That's just so crazy. So let me get this right.
Let an American citizen try to use an arrest warrant to board a damn plane. They gonna lock your ass up.
Let me get this right. I need identification to fly. I need identification because you know they got this green vaccine passport. I might need that to get into certain stores and stuff. I need proof of vaccination or proof of negative COVID test. But I don't need proof of ID to vote.
Seems like they're trying to
leave that alone.
Get numbers.
That seems kind of iffy, doesn't it?
Nigga, you know it don't seems kind of iffy. That fucking shit is shady.
U.S. to allow teens to become truck drivers to combat supply chain issues. So we told y'all a little while ago about the supply chain backup they have in Long Beach, Florida, and all over the country at these ports. It's really bad. As you can see in this picture here, it's really bad, especially in like places like Long Beach. So now, because they have these, allegedly it's because of the vaccine mandates. The drivers don't want to be vaccinated, so it's less drivers. So it's more work they have to do.
The teens got to be vaccinated?
So, I don't know. So now they're saying in order to combat this, let's allow teens to become truck drivers. Even though America has enforced a ban for Canadian truck drivers to get into the country who are not vaccinated. If you are an unvaccinated Canadian driver, you are banned from entering an American border. But Canada retracted their possible bill law to stop unvaccinated American drivers from getting to their country. So they stopped it. They said, no, if you're unvaccinated, you still can come. But America, they're going to enforce it.
Because they want the economy to be chaos.
So the only reason why this makes sense is if you want the supply chain to be strained, if you want the economy to be
chaos.
This is crazy.
There's no other rational way of thinking this out. You're
trying to bust up the economy, it seems.
It seems like Canada's still trying to keep somewhat of a economy and products still flowing into the country, but United States is like, no, we got to tear this shit up.
So, as you hear, the United States is preparing to launch a pilot program for people under 21 to become truck drivers in order to combat the effects of supply chain backlogs, allowing some teenagers to get behind the wheel of big rigs. The program, first detailed in a series of initiatives put forth by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, last week would allow 18, 19, and 20-year-olds to drive large vehicles across the state lines. Since last year, the U.S. has dealt with empty shelves at stores across the country due to issues including pileups at ports and a lack of truck drivers. So the reason why you had the pileups at ports is because of the lack of truck drivers. It's not two reasons, that's one reason that led to another. But anyway, to ensure that there are enough trucks on the road, the U.S. Department of Transportation and U.S. Department of Labor are expanding the pool of drivers through the Safe Driver Apprenticeship Pilot Program. Creation of the program has required by Congress as a part of a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill enacted last November. According to the Associated Press, the FMCSA is required to start the program within 60 days of it becoming a law. Speaking of the Department of Transportation.
But isn't Pete Buttigieg. Didn't 5G just get enacted
and flights had to be canceled?
Yes.
Because they didn't tell the airport that they were going to double the power of the 5G towers in America. Only in America is this a problem.
Yep. So I won't be traveling.
So there are some flights, 500 towers affected airports in Pete Buttigieg.
What is it, Atlanta,
Houston, Texas. Atlanta, Houston, Denver, and a couple other places. That's not the only place. It's multiple places.
Can you imagine flying in the sky
and they can't see how high they are? They are
so planes just be hitting.
They just lost. They don't know where they are in the air.
I would not get on a plane.
And you just go, how do you mess that up?
That's once again, that seems intentional.
Pete Buttigieg is on leave. Is he still on leave, or is he back yet?
He had a baby under me, so he's all
since Biden has been in office and he's been named transportation secretary, He's been on leave most of the whole time, mainly.
He's on maternity leave. He had a baby.
And you just go, what the? So to me, I feel like we're gonna get into the real plan.
I think he had a C-section, so he's still hitting. He's healing.
Stop, man. I believe he's been told to take a seat. I believe he was benched in order to shut up. Sorry, that's the dog. I had to tell him to shut up. I believe he was benched in order for things to happen a certain way.
No, he had a C-section. He's healing.
All right, so you still in your joke. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this right here. Biden says elections might not be legitimate if reform bills aren't passed. Isn't that Trumpish?
Yep, I believe that's what Mr. President Trump said.
So wait, Biden is saying if his voter reform bill doesn't pass, that the 2022 midterms will be illegitimate. Is he saying he won't accept them if his bill isn't passed?
Maybe so.
Sounds like a dictator. President Biden on Wednesday said the legitimacy of the upcoming midterm elections could depend on Democrats' voting rights and legislation. I'm not saying it's going to be legit. The increase in the prospect of being illegitimate is the direct proportion to us not being able to get these reforms passed, Biden said during his second solo press conference at the White House, referring to the 2022 election.
Oh, he didn't mean that, though. I think Jen Psaki came out and cleared that up.
And see, that's the thing. Now, Jen Psaki came out and said that, he didn't mean it that way. She had to go on Fox News.
You know, that lady said, I'm tired of cleaning up. She said, I'm tired of being the one that's cleaning up this shit.
Yeah, she had to go on Fox News, and she tweeted this out.
Let's be clear.
Excuse me.
I thought I was the one that said I was going to be coughing during the damn video.
You spreading the cough. Now, this is what this woman said, Jen Psaki. She said, let's be clear. POTUS was not casting doubt on the legitimacy of the 2022 election.
Yes, he was.
He was making the opposite point. Look, you didn't hear what you actually heard. This is what he really was saying.
No, I heard what I fucking heard. You ain't going to tell me that it's raining and you pissing on my damn back. Jen Psaki.
He said he was making the opposite point, not the point you heard. I'm going to tell you what he really wanted to say. In 2020, a record number of voters turned out in the face of the pandemic, and the election officials made sure they could vote and have those votes counted. He was explaining that the results will be illegitimate if states do what the former president asked them to do after the 2020 election.
Always got to bring Trump into the conversation.
Toss out ballots. Well, the reason why Trump wanted some ballots tossed out is because allegedly they were double voted. This is a fact. This is actually on the book. They actually admit this. And other things. So that's just saying, toss out ballots and overturn results after the fact. The big lie, we proved to y'all that is a Hitler creation. The big lie is putting our democracy at risk. We're fighting to protect it.
And they just talk about it like it's nothing. The big lie. Like that's they Hitler. Created the term and
now the problem
shameless
is,
nation.
As you see by the title of this article, Kamala Harris doubles down on Biden's refusal to say 2022 midterms will be fair. Now, Jen Psaki came out and said that right after Biden made his comments, and then Kamala still doubled down. So now, either one or two things. Kamala is an idiot, or she's sabotaging Biden.
She's sabotaging Biden. No doubt about it.
She's sabotaging him on purpose. Vice President Kamala Harris doubled down on Joe Biden for refusing to say what?
Can you imagine the White House? It's literally like the House of Cards going on.
I wish somebody were recording this.
I wish they would just make it a reality show. I would watch it.
During his first news conference since March, Biden refused to say the country's upcoming elections will be free and fair or that the results will be legitimate unless Democrats' voting reforms are passed. We read what he said. She then said Vice President Harris echoed the sentiment during the Thursday morning interview with Today with Savannah Guthrie. When asked about Biden's comments, Harris pointed to the fact that Democrats' voting rights legislation didn't garner enough support to pass Congress. She also referenced GOP-backed state election reform, which she called a blatant erosion of our democracy. Now, these are her actual comments.
Let's talk about another comment the president made. He openly cast doubt on whether the 2022 midterm elections would be legitimate. He said it all depends, which is astonishing to hear a president question whether our elections will be legitimate. We've heard it before, but not from this president. Is he really concerned that we may not have fair and free elections?
The president has been consistent on this issue, and the issue at hand, the issue.
She burning Biden ass right now. She know it. She's been a thorn on his side on purpose.
I was there last night in the chamber of the Senate, and the issue is that there are two bills, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act.
Oh, hey, do you see how she prefaced that? She said, I was there last night in the chamber. She basically saying, I heard it too. I was right there behind him. We all heard what he said.
There's no misquoting him.
She literally saying, we heard him correctly.
That's what the fucker said.
That have been the solution that has been offered to address the fact that around our country, states have put in place laws that are purposely making it more difficult for the American people to vote. Laws which will be felt by at least 55 million Americans, regardless of their party affiliation, their race, their gender, or their geographic location.
Well, to the point, though, because those bills were debated. The bills were debated and they didn't pass.
If I may finish, if I may finish.
But the specific question, if you don't mind, does he?
Now, people compare this to when Charlamagne was talking to her. How she went sister girl on Charlamagne.
But with her, it's, can
I finish?
Can I finish, please?
So right here, she had to stay professional.
Now that these bills haven't been passed, that the 22 midterms won't be legitimate or fair or free.
Let's not conflate issues. So what we are looking at, and the topic of so much debate last night, was that we as America cannot afford to allow this blatant erosion of our democracy, and in particular, the right of all Americans who are eligible to vote to have access to the ballot unfettered. That is the topic of the conversation, and let's not be distracted by the political gamesmanship when what is truly at stake are issues like whether Americans with disability have the opportunity to vote by mail, whether a single parent has the opportunity with 3 kids in the back seat to vote by dropping off their ballot in a drop box instead of having to stand in line with those 3 kids for hours. These are the issues that are at stake.
And the president laid a lot of
and pivotal issues in terms of our democracy. We had an extensive conversation about foreign policy, Savannah. Well, I've met with prime ministers and presidents from around the globe, both partners and allies of ours. They are asking, what is going on with voting rights in America?
What?
Why they care about what's going on with voting rights in America? Kamala, shut up.
So
You're an idiot.
She kept talking. I don't think she's an idiot. I think she's playing the game now. I believe that she purposely did that.
She's
to
still a
throw
fucking
more
idiot.
dirt on Biden.
Still an idiot. Damn.
Now, we're talking about people's intellect and planning skills. Now, I said that I believe the candidate that's going to run for the Democratic Party will be Keisha Bottoms.
I think Hillary Clinton is going to run for president.
I was about to say that. You think Hillary Clinton is going to run again? I said,
yes.
I said no. You know, no way. She's going to get blown out no matter who she go against.
Shit. Hillary Clinton got no shame.
But
none.
After I read this, I said that might work. In this article here, ex-Clinton advisor says there's good chance of Hillary 2024 Hillary Trump rematch. Now listen to this dude right here, Dick Morris. He worked with the Clintons. Dick Morris, a one-time top advisor of former President Bill Clinton, says there's a good chance of a 2024 rematch between Hillary Clinton and ex-President Donald Trump. Morris says Sunday, that if Democrats lose control of Congress in 2022 midterm elections, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will be toast, paving the way for a second Hillary bid with husband Bill playing an architect to her strategy. He went on to say there's a good chance of it, said Morris, referring to the Hillary-Trump rematch. Now, listen to how he said this went. Hillary has set up a brilliant strategy that nobody else is able to do, Morris added. Knowing the people around her, I believe there's only one person capable of this level of thinking, and that's her husband, Bill. Morris said that if Democrats lose control of Congress in 2022 midterm elections, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will have a weak chance at re-election. The second the election is over, every Democrat is going to take a shot at Biden and Harris. They will be DOA. Now he's saying after the 2022 midterms, every last Democrat is going to start taking pop shots at Biden and Harris. They're going to start leading it because it's over. You got 2 more years. You're a lame duck at that point. You got no power because the power has transitioned to the Republicans in the Senate and in the House. So they're going to start taking shots at them. Meanwhile, at a time when no Democrats are publicly criticizing Biden and Clinton has been warning her party about the aligning itself with the policies of progressive Democrats. So while right now, when nobody's coming at Biden, they're telling them, hey, don't go over there with the Bernies and the AOCs and them. Hillary's saying that. So that after 2022 midterms, the Bernie people won't be able to say, see, if you were more progressive, you would bring more excitement to the party and they would vote for us. Hillary's already setting it up. No, don't go that way. Go middle. So after the election, when they lose so bad, they're going to blame the progressives. And guess where they're going to go? Middle. And who's going to be the most middle person you can find?
Hillary Clinton.
Or Les Middle.
That's a bad woman, y'all.
She said she has set up a zero-sum game where the worse Biden does, the better she does. Because she's positioned herself as a Democrat's alternative to Biden. Not just to Biden, but to the extreme left in the Democratic Party. The person who stalked out the turf first and owns the turf in the Democratic Party is going to be Hillary. It's a brilliant, brilliant strategy. In an interview with MSNBC, Hillary, the former Secretary of State in the Obama administration, cautioned Democrats to take time for some careful thinking about winning elections, not just in deep blue districts where the Democrats and the liberal Democrats or the so-called progressive Democrats are going to win. Morris said she was right about that. She stalked out a ground, not an ideological issue, but on pragmatism. Clinton in MSNBC interview also took a shot at Biden administration struggles to pass legislation in a Democratic-controlled Congress. While she says she was all about vigorous debate, at the end of the day, it means nothing if we don't have a Congress that will get things done and we don't have a White House that we can count on to be sane and sober and stable and productive. Now, who is she talking about?
Nancy Pelosi.
Sane? She's talking against Biden. But I'm sorry, Bernie them. Sane. Then she said sober.
Nancy Pelosi.
Stable, Biden. Productive, Kamala. She took shots at all of them.
She riding around with a Glock.
He said an op-ed last week in the Wall Street Journal made a case for 2024 Clinton run, saying the poor poll numbers for Biden and Harris, as well as Harris' own unpopularity, could open the door for the former First Lady. So this is what basically the game plan was. Bernie is going against Biden in the primaries. Kamala dropped out first. Allegedly, she said she ran out of money, but she didn't run out of money.
She never had support.
Exactly. Somebody also told her, step out. She's the most unpopular candidate. What's her name? Nancy. What's her name? The Hawaiian chick?
Tulsi.
Tulsi destroyed her, right? She dropped out.
She called Clinton the rot.
And then she went, her numbers went up when Clinton went at her. Clinton shut the hell up. So, now it's Biden, Bernie, Elizabeth Warren. Everybody.
Amy Klobuchar too.
No, Klobuchar had dropped out at that point.
Buttigieg was still.
He had dropped out at that point.
The one you thought was gonna win.
The dude from Texas. I forgot his name.
He was literally the white version of Barack Obama.
I thought he's clean. They're gonna give it to him, but no. So it's them three. The progressives are telling Elizabeth Warren, drop out, give it to Bernie.
Nope, she wouldn't.
But Biden, I'm sorry, not Biden, Obama and the Clintons are telling all the other candidates to drop out and get behind Biden. Elizabeth Warren purposely stays in the race to hurt Bernie.
And that hurt her. That sabotaged. That hurt her.
She sabotaged her career.
They could not believe. They were like,
what is she doing?
What is you doing? Drop out? Nope.
She came third in her own state. But anyway, now
Pocahontas.
they in the primary. Super Tuesday about to come. Oh, this is a big time. Bernie's up. Bernie walking. He just smiling. You can look at his rallies. He just, we got this.
He even went as far as to say that he was not for reparations.
Yep.
And he stuck on that because he didn't think he needed
he would not
Black Americans for to win.
He was talking all this, all of us need help. We're not doing anything specific. Nina Turner gave him a speech for just Black Americans and he wouldn't read it. It's okay. And you know what happened? South Carolina. He lost badly. And when South Carolina dropped, all the other southern states dropped with it. It was like, oh God. Now he's scrambling. It's over already. She can still keep going. Elizabeth Warren not dropping out. Biden is getting all the votes now. Guess how South Carolina happened? We talked about this before. Claiborne got a call from Obama and the Clintons. So the setup was the Clintons purposely pushed Biden, purposely pushed Kamala to be chosen as his VP so that they would be so bad as an administration.
Because you remember Kamala went at Biden
Exactly.
for busing.
Yeah.
That she never experienced.
So the Clintons wanted them to be in office so that it would look so inept, so unprofessional, out of order, so chaotic that it would actually make her look good in 2024. That's what he's saying. That it was all a master plan for her to run in 2024. Biden.
Well, that lets you know that she don't care about the country because
No.
if she did, she wouldn't have put the country in
Biden is
this
clearly
situation that she's in.
Biden is clearly not mentally fit. It's obvious.
She's selfish. She only cares about herself. She really feels like she is supposed to be the first female president of the United States.
She
is not giving up on that dream.
A few months ago, she read her acceptance speech, and she had tears in her eyes. She really thinks she won 2016.
She did not win 2016.
But
she got blew out.
So the whole thing is, this former Clinton advisor is saying this whole setup was by Clinton and Bill. Well, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. They set it up so that she can run in 2024. And you know what? When I read it, I believe them. Because all of a sudden, the last few months, you've been seeing Hillary name pop up and a possible candidate for 2024. And we were saying it was fishing. We said it was fishing.
No, I was not saying they was fishing. I said she gonna run. I flat out said it.
I said it was fishing.
Hell, they ain't fishing.
So by the time 2024 comes, they're gonna look at the Democratic Party and say, "We're not voting for Kamala. Biden's not running.
Well, she's gonna run.
Amy Klobuchar is not winning. Elizabeth Warren is not winning. Cory Booker is not winning.
Kamala is running for president in 2024.
Yeah, she's gonna run, but she's not gonna win. And then I believe Keisha Bottoms gonna win or go run. And they're gonna say she's too fresh, she's too new, she can't. They're gonna say we need somebody that's just stable. And they're gonna look, and Hillary's gonna say, "I've got a person for you,
me."
So that's what he's saying is gonna happen. By the way, speaking of political turmoil, we talked about in Texas last year. I said Texas. In California last year, when what's his name? The black Republican dude. I keep calling him. I keep thinking the name J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh, you talking about?
When I think his name. I forgot his name. Larry Hoover. Larry Elder. Larry Elder. Remember
Elderly.
Remember he ran to get a recount in California against Newsom. Gavin Newsom. Woo-wee.
Shit came out.
So in California now.
This is how the whole fucking West Coast look, by the way.
In California, the trains are being robbed. This is so crazy. The trains are being robbed in California. So if you're trying to get anything from Amazon,
your packages,
all the stuff out there is Amazon. None of them is USPS. All Amazon. People's COVID test. By the way, we got to talk about the COVID test later too. If you ordering anything in California, it's been stolen. It's
going through California.
Let me just pause.
I think I had ordered a do-rag through there. It never came. Somebody walking around my do-rag.
Look at this. Look at this. This is California. You would think this would be and Gavin Newsom actually got in trouble because he referred to this. This is Gavin Newsom. He referred to this. He said, "What is this? A third world country?" And he said the people who are stealing are gang members, and people didn't like how he was phrasing it. And it was like, so now remember this is super liberal California. He's a super liberal. He said these are gang members making our state like a third world country. That sounds like a Republican.
Well, who the gang members?
I don't know. Now,
all I know
when I see video of people going around robbing, it's typically Mexicans. I'm just saying.
That's crazy how I said I ordered a do-rag, but do-rag didn't make it here. He's talking about these fucking gangsters.
Yeah, you see this dude right here. He finding all kind of stuff out there. But I know niggas is out there doing that. You know, in California and a lot of places in the West Coast, you can steal legally up to $950. So people are just going in stores just.
Here too.
Yeah, just loading up, putting detergent and all type of stuff in their car.
If I ever had a bad month, fuck it. I'm loading up and walking out with $950.
Maybe that's why the shelves are empty. Because
people shelves is empty because they ain't getting no product.
Yeah, the supply chain, but that might help. It ain't helping.
It ain't helping that people going in there stealing merchandise either.
So you see this right here. You see this is a rapid test for SARS. The dude in the video, he kept mentioning this is all Amazon. So they only want Amazon. Look at this mess.
But why hasn't nobody cleaned it up yet?
Well, COVID. The trash people are on strike, even here.
Trash people are on strike.
Everybody going on strike.
And to be quite honest with you, I mean, trash people are government employees and they make good money. I can't tell people what they feel they should make.
Yeah, we can't say how much.
I've never heard anybody complain about.
Well, clearly you have. You see it now.
City jobs. And I would say another thing. Remember, the federal mandate is now gone too.
Well, maybe that's why there's less. Maybe there's less drivers because of that mandate.
But it's gone now.
No, maybe it's less drivers because of that mandate, so that those drivers have to work more often.
No,
they feel like we should have a raise.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, so they don't have to get there. It's not mandated anymore. So maybe people, might want to go back to picking up garbage.
The way you just said that.
What did I say?
You just said we gonna pick up the garbage. Like, damn.
Shit, somebody got to do it.
That's what I'm saying. You saying it like it's like pick up the damn garbage and stop crying.
Yeah, pick up the fucking garbage. Place like a dump, like a third world country. We need somebody to pick it up.
All right, a little bit more news on this.
I'm tired of Fauci ass. I'm tired of him.
Fauci said he hopes FDA will authorize Pfizer COVID vaccine for kids under 5 in the next month. My hope is that it's going to be within the next month or so, and not much later than that. But I can't guarantee that. Every time you say within the next month, it happens within the next month.
Why do kids under 5 need to get a vaccine?
I don't know. Apparently, it's necessary. But let me just show you this right here. And this is a CDC study. This is January 20th, 2022. 20th. January 20th, 2022. CDC study. Natural immunity provides significantly more protection against COVID than vaccination only. So getting COVID actually leads to more protection.
Fighting through it. You might be on the ropes.
The study looked at 4 groups of people: unvaccinated with no prior COVID-19 infection, vaccinated with no prior infection, unvaccinated who recover from COVID-19, and vaccinated who recover.
Is Kamala answered the question? Has Joe Biden been a good president?
Why they showing Kamala with
I know, with her laughing and waving. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Smile and wave. By the first week of October, COVID-19 rates among the vaccinated with no previous infection was 6.2 times lower in California. And 4 times lower in New York than among the unvaccinated with no previous infection. However, among the unvaccinated with previous infection, the COVID-19 rate is 20 times lower in California and 14 times lower in New York. The individuals most protected against infection were those who had previously had COVID-19 and were also vaccinated. The infection rate was 32 times lower in California and 19 times lower in New York. These results demonstrate the vaccinated protects against COVID-19 and related hospitalizations, and that surviving previous infection protects against the reinfection and related hospitalization. But 5-year-old, we know, allegedly, well, no, it's not alleged. The CDC and the FDA says that children are less likely to contract and spread it, and less likely to get hospitalizations. So why do a 5-year-old need it?
They just need protection.
Now, also, Fauci said something else. Fauci says there are 5 stages of COVID pandemic, and we are still in phase 1.
And people talking about, we no. He said we are still in phase 1.
Well, hold on. Did you read the article?
No.
So you should have read the article.
Oh.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top medical advisor of President Biden, says this week they are still in the first 5 stages of the pandemic, and he cautioned against thinking we are further along than we actually are. The first phase of the pandemic, or the truly pandemic, according to Fauci, is where the whole world is really very negatively impacted, as we are right now. He said Monday on the World Economic Forum's Davos Agenda online conference. The following 4 steps are deceleration, control, elimination, and finally eradication. Deceleration. After the first phase comes deceleration, a slowdown in the number of newly confirmed cases. Control. The next phase following deceleration is the control phase of the pandemic, or what some are referring to as the endemicy. That means that the COVID-19 would become integrated into the broad range of infectious diseases we're commonly experienced, like the flu and common cold. Okay. Elimination. The elimination of the pandemic occurs when the virus still exists in the world, but it has been eradicated from the certain regions or countries. Fauci gives the example of polio, which has been eradicated from many countries in the global north. Wait. Didn't Fauci just say that we are not getting rid of COVID?
That's why they riddle me that it's like they speaking in different. Like
he just got on television and said you're going to get COVID.
It's not going anywhere.
This. Eradication. The last stage, eradication, is nearly impossible to reach. Fauci notes smallpox was the only infectious human disease that has ever been eradicated. He said outright that regarding COVID, that's not going to happen with this virus. So wait.
So what's the point of having the 5
So
stages?
why are there 5 stages if you know it's not going to happen?
Because it's blowing shit up here. You know what?
Wait. He just said in an interview that everyone will get it and that it's not going anywhere. But he gave out 5 ways to get through a pandemic that he knows at least 2 of those is not going to happen. 3, actually.
Elimination, eradication, and what else?
I don't even think you're going to get through control.
So
because
what
control,
was the one, but the other one for that one?
Control is when he said that means the COVID-19 will be integrated into. No, control can happen. So you're right. Elimination and eradication is not happening.
Not happening.
So why is he mentioning them?
Bullshit.
Crazy, man. Look at this. Howard Stern believes hospitals should turn away COVID anti-vaxxers.
Isn't
You're going
he a
to die.
Jew?
Yep. You're going to go home and die.
People be like, why is he always talking about? I say this stuff because they always involved in something.
Howard Stern's feeling towards COVID-19 anti-vaxxers hasn't changed one bit since he lambasted them over their stance last year. You know, he said he hasn't left home in 2 years.
You believe him?
I mean, there's no pictures of him outside. The media, somebody would have been said, "You liar, you were here." Now, I'm not saying he hasn't left home. I'm saying he's not actively out of his house like that. He obviously goes places.
Well, damn, he must be scared.
That's what I'm saying. Now, I can believe that he's actually one of those dudes who have been scared by the media. But I also know he's worth a couple $100 million, and that's not how that
he
works.
He done contacted a couple diseases, and he's scared shitless. If he get it, his ass is out of here.
He was around in the 80s. Stern railed against those who have chosen to remain unvaccinated on the SiriusXM radio show Wednesday, saying he wouldn't even allow them to be admitted to the hospital. If it's up to me, anyone unvaccinated would not be admitted to the hospital. At this point, they have to be given plenty of opportunity to get the vaccine. So wait, what if I go to the hospital because I broke my foot? What if I go to the hospital because I got shot, a car accident, but I'm unvaccinated? I shouldn't be admitted.
What about people who get the flu and don't go get their flu shot?
Yeah, flu shot.
Should they have not been allowed to go to the hospital?
People have been told you would die if you get the vaccine. Some of you will live, but most of you will die. Wait, what he say? People have been told you will die if you get the vaccine. So if you will live, some of you will live, but most of you will die. Those people don't trust our government. They think there are some there's some conspiracy to turn them into magnet or something like this. Stern said they think they are going to become magnetized if they take the vaccine. I've taken this vaccine 3 times, and the worst side effect for it a day, I had a little bit of a headache.
Well, that's what you had. Other people have major.
What are people who I'm not going to get into that, but the people have a lot of other things too. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki told a reporter during a press conference briefly this month that unvaccinated are 17 times more likely to be hospitalized and 20 times more likely to die compared to those who have received their shots. But I thought the hospitalization rate for the unvaccinated was 0.89%, which is under 1%, and the hospitalization rate for the vaccinated was 0.01%. So both are under 1%.
I don't try to understand crazy.
Oh God, this here goes with this. Now I saw this right here on Jimmy Dore. He said, overwhelmed hospitals face a new crisis. Staffing firms are cutting their doctors' hours and pay. This is April 3rd, 2020. This is I guess you could say this is almost 2 years ago.
Yeah. Almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, almost 2 years. April will be 2 years, yeah. Multiple private equity-backed staffing companies have cut hours for thousands of emergency room doctors, physician's assistants, and nurse practitioners. That means there are fewer medical workers at a time in hospitals and they are receiving less pay. So when you hear people complaining about hospitals being overrun and the ICUs being taken up by the unvaccinated, the reason why there's a shortage is not because there's too many people. It's because there's they don't have enough ICUs because they don't cover enough because they don't make a profit from it. They purposely have a shortage of ICUs because they don't profit from ICUs. But now they're lying and saying it's because of the unvaccinated. Now look, the country's top employees of emergency room doctors are cutting their hours, leaving how you say that?
Where you at?
Clinicians, yeah, leaving clinicians with lower earnings and hospitals with less staff in the middle of the pandemic. Team Health, a major medical staffing company owned by a private equity giant, Blackstone. Blackstone keep popping up during this pandemic. They buying up all the houses. They buying up all the stocks. Blackstone is everything. Blackstone, the reason why you can't afford a house right now. They're trying to make you live in an apartment.
They're building a lot of apartments. Blackstone,
now we know, is a part of the shortages in the medical field. It's reducing hours for ER staff in some places and asking for voluntary furloughs from anesthesiologists. The company confirmed in ProPublica multiple ER providers working for a main competitor, KKR-owned Envision Healthcare, said their hours are also being cut. So let me get this right. In the middle of a pandemic, they cut the hours of ER workers.
That's emergency room.
ICUs.
I thought that people were, lining up in ERs because of
COVID. But it's just not enough people. It's not enough rooms.
Seems like there's nobody going to the hospitals. They cutting hours because ain't nobody going to the damn hospital.
Either you cutting the hours because you want to purposely inflate the level of the harm that it's doing to the system, or there ain't nobody going. Now
Did we see videos of nurses doing the
TikTok and all this
TikTok dances and shit?
Yeah, people complaining like, "Wait, I thought it was overrun. Y'all ain't no dancing." Watch this.
I had 103-degree fever every night.
Now this is a fully vaccinated adult male. Listen.
Woke up with chills and pool of sweat. Headaches were massive.
Oh, we know about the headaches.
Profusely. And it got to a point that right before New Year's Eve, I was in the hospital New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. That's how I brought in the new year. And they told me, had I not been vaccinated, I wouldn't be here.
Now, that sounded like a commercial for Pfizer.
Yes, it did.
That's a commercial. You are vaccinated. You're not supposed to have a severe reaction. Didn't they say that if you get vaccinated, your chance of being hospitalized,
You're not supposed to go to the hospital.
your chances of getting severely sick, supposed to dramatically drop? You're supposed to be angry that you even got that sick.
No, he's praising it.
Now, the Candace Owens, obviously, I don't fuck with her. But she even got a one on him. She said Stephen A. Smith caught COVID, was hospitalized with severe symptoms, and almost died. He believes that this is proof that the vaccines he received worked because he only almost died. We did it, y'all. We reached peak stupidity as a species. 2020, get vaxxed so you won't catch or spread it. 2021, you can still catch and spread it, but won't get severely ill or hospitalized. 2022, so you caught it and were hospitalized, but at least you didn't die. Next, you can still die, but expect minimal suffering.
Stay safe and effective. Well, all this, campaigning Stephen A. Smith putting in for Pfizer, I hope they're paying him well.
ESPN is getting fired, sponsored by him, and ESPN control what he do.
Well, I hope they're paying him well.
So he now getting paid.
Maybe he can get an implant for a new hairline.
By the way, Omicron and other variants, administration of multiple booster doses at short intervals would not be sustainable in the long term. That was said by the EU drug regulator. We're going to play the video of him saying that. He said that booster dosage would not be effective in the long term.
So what are they going to do?
You got to stop at some point. He's saying you can't expect people. Remember when they were saying you might need to take 4 or 5 a year boosters every 3 months?
Well, you take a flu shot once a year.
Exactly. So he's saying you can't sustain this forever. Now,
after they make enough money, y'all stop.
Y'all remember that character from Men in Black? The alien that was in the human body?
The sugar.
The sugar. You gonna take all of them shots and that's gonna be
more.
Give me more sugar.
More sugar.
They don't turn people to junkies. People gonna be smacking their veins.
Well, come on, they already junkies. Half the damn
By
US
the way,
population is
it's
junkies.
funny you said that. Funny I brought this up. What's the name of it? Fentanyl. It's not a #1 killer in America.
Who it killing?
Young people aged 18 to 48.
What race?
Now see that. Now fentanyl is different. Niggas are throwing that in drugs too.
They always getting involved with something. They just can't stay their damn hands out of shit.
Yeah. Fentanyl is the #1 killer in America right now. And guess where fentanyl is coming from?
China.
Yep. Let's see what
that is. Trump. China.
Kung Fu. Let me stop.
Concerns here is that if we have a strategy in which we give boosters, let's say, every 4 months approximately, we will end up potentially having problem with the immune response, and the immune response may end up not being as good as we would like it to be. So we should be careful in not overloading the immune system with repeated immunization. And secondly, of course, there is the risk of fatiguing the population with the continuous administration of boosters. There are 2 concerns here.
So he's saying you can't expect to give people shots every 4 months. It could lead to their immunity going down rather than up. The opposite reaction that they want.
Because it's no longer building up their immune system anymore.
Well, see, that's what they said. When you give people shots, once you go over a certain amount, it can go either direction. It can give them more protection, or it can completely neutralize their immune system. It can go either way. Now watch this right here. Anti-vaxxer definition. A person who opposes the use of vaccines, and they added this, or regulations mandating vaccination. You're now an anti-vaxxer if you're against mandates.
Damn, these definitions stay updated, don't they?
Getting changed like crazy. Now here's the video. I don't know if I can even show this whole thing, but I am.
Man, you know damn well they're gonna come back and say,
yeah,
take
you know
that
what?
shit out of the damn video.
You know what? I'm just gonna link it in the description of people collapsing. That's all I'm gonna say. Put it in the description. You can watch it if you want. You may have already seen it anyway. So.
Somebody gonna say, you need to get that out of the video. Copyright issue.
Yeah, look, watch this right here. Rossum poll.
Ross Posse.
Ross Posse. 45% of Democratic voters favor confining the unvaccinated to designated facilities. Camps. What's going on? This is America. Here, 55% support fines against those who choose not to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
Good luck with that.
59% support house arrest for the unvaccinated.
I stay at home.
Nothing to make me stay home. 48% support fines or prison for questioning vaccine efficacy on social media, TV, or the radio, or in inline or digital publications.
Ain't doing no time.
45% support temporary confining to the unvaccinated to designated facilities and entrapment camps. 47% support government. Yeah, 47% support government tracking of the unvaccinated.
Hell, y'all doing that anyway.
29%. Listen to this. 29% support temporary removing parents' custody of their children if parents refuse to take the COVID-19 vaccine.
Wait a minute though. There's people out here who getting high off of fucking drugs with their kids in the car falling asleep.
Yep.
And they keep their kids, but if they don't get vaccinated, you taking their kids?
Crazy, man.
Crazy world we live in. Hard times.
So this right here is the full whatchamacallit, as you can see. It tells you how the Republicans and the independents in this poll did as well. We see Australia. You see what Austria just done? They officially mandated it. In Austria, if you are a citizen, you must be vaccinated. Period. Everybody. 100%.
What are they gonna do?
They say you got the fines. You got until March 1st.
Okay, I'll leave.
That's what I would imagine that's what some of them are going to do. But Austria is the first European country to 100% mandate it. Compulsory vote. You have to get it. 100%. You have to get the vaccine. No matter what profession, nothing. Austria, we see what they're going through. I didn't think that was possible in America 2 years ago.
It's possible.
They have brainwashed so quick in 2 years, the level of...
I wouldn't even say brainwash.
They have caused such a fear in people. It started with Obama. They was able to turn Obama to a celebrity and create this split.
Obama said he always blamed for everything.
Then Trump, that split got even bigger on the other side. And then the vaccine came behind it. Then the pandemic came behind it. And it's just like, it's right down the middle. Because you'll see, the people who voted for Obama, against Trump, and are pro-mandates are the same people. They all voted that way. The people who voted against Obama, for Trump, and are against mandates, for the most part, they all voted the same way in all those categories. You obviously got the outliers that, didn't vote for this person or did vote for that one or are pro this. But for the most part, it's like a line they've created. I didn't think you would see people actually asking for people to be arrested if they didn't do what the government said.
You have a lot more faith in this country than I do.
No, it's not the country I got faith in.
Their citizens?
No. It's their history of what they've always done. America poke their chests out, freedom. It's just crazy. And it's not the Republicans. It's the Democrats. They supposed to be the party of rebel against the government. The Republicans are anti-government as far as control over their finances. The Democrats are against government as far as believing them about social stuff. But the people who believe in the social stuff are actually pro-government now.
Everything has just switched.
It's crazy. Speaking of government, this is the last thing we're going to talk about. Well, no, it's not. I know I always say that. Well, something that's became a topic. I'm not even going to show the articles. Something that's became a topic in the last couple of weeks is people in Congress buying and trading stock. We know Nancy's done it. We know a lot of the politicians and a lot of those Congress members are outdoing the stock market. Their profits are huge. They never lose, which is clear. Insider trading is happening. Nancy Pelosi was asked a question about this, and she defended it. Said yes, they should be able to participate. They are American citizens. They should be able to be a part of the stock exchange. Yep,
she sure did.
But now politicians are coming out saying, no, we want a bill passed to stop this. Now she's okay with it. Let me show y'all this. If I just show the titles of the articles. Yeah, we can just do this. They wrote all the articles anyway. Do you see here? Nancy Pelosi changes course, says she's open to stock trading ban for lawmakers. If members want to do that, I'm okay with it. Well, she already out anyway. Democratic House leaders say they'll let bills to ban stock trading move forward, but some continue to defend the practice. Jen Psaki says Biden believes that everyone should be held to the highest standard, but Congress should decide its own stock trading rules. Now, so you believe Congress should be able to live outside of the actual rules? They should be able to make their own rules. 67% of Americans support bill to ban stock trading by members of Congress, even as Pelosi resists. Now, these are all obviously older articles. So now they got people like Ossoff, the guy from Georgia and stuff, who are pushing bills to stop them from trading.
Who just came out of nowhere.
Came out of nowhere. Now, you see this right here. They went through and found the money that all the people made, how much money they made, who's positive, who's negative in stocks. Look, nearly 75 federal lawmakers who held stocks in COVID-19 vaccine makers Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and Pfizer in 2020, with many of them buying or selling these stocks in early weeks of the pandemic. 15 lawmakers asked for with shaping U.S. defense policy would actively invest in military contractors. How is this? This is crazy. These people, by the way, when I looked at the numbers, look at this right here. I'm pretty sure this is the one here, hopefully. They went down a list and shows a net worth. Look at this. Representative Sarah Jacobs, $21 million. Now, her father owned a company. Representative John Rose, $23 million. $24 million. $24 million. Let me just go all the way down to these right here. Look at this right here. $73 million. The California ones are the real wealthy ones, by the way. Well, I don't know what's going on in California, but they rich in California. Representative Trey Hollingsworth, $74 million he's
That's
worth.
how much he's worth?
Yes. Look at this. Senator Richard Blumenthal, $85 million.
Jew.
Mitt Romney, $85. Senator Mark Warner, $93. Senator Dianne Feinstein,
Jew.
$96. Now, that's the woman, by the way, who had a spy as her driver for almost 2 decades. And she had, it's just crazy. She had a Chinese spy. Anyway. Representative Vern Buckingham, $113 million. Daryl Issa, $115 million. Representative Michael McCall, $125 million. Look, Senator Rick Scott, $200 million.
Trump standing beside his ass.
What I'm saying is, most of these people are business owners. But why are people worth hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars running for office? They have no connection to the average person. They're clearly going to run their seat the same way they run companies.
Well, that's what Trump did.
They're clearly going to do stuff that benefit their business.
Yep.
Why would you want somebody that's worth $200 million to be a representative for you? What the hell? Anybody who gets, now these people didn't. Most of these people became millionaires creating businesses. But if you become a millionaire after joining politics, you probably was doing some illegal stuff, like insider trading. And this right here, I'm gonna go ahead and jump. I'm gonna show this. The IRS. We know the IRS is not constitutional. And this is a video here where somebody said they bet somebody,
and to date,
to find IRS being legal in the Constitution, and nobody can find it, obviously, because it's not. We're gonna watch a little bit of this.
law. And to date, nobody has been able to show that there is a law for the average American citizen working day in and day out to pay an income tax.
But We the People Foundation for Constitutional Education put a full-page ad in the USA Today on July 7th, 2000. And within the body of that ad was a $50,000 challenge for anyone that could show the law. And to me, $50,000 is a lot of money. So I went after that. and did the research based on the fact that I thought, let's put this baby to bed. I'm hearing all these rumors. You know, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'll answer these people's questions that are asking me, and then I'll win this $50,000. And, you know, based on the research that I did throughout the year 2000 and that I'm still doing, I have not found that law. I've asked Congress, we've asked a lot of people in the IRS commissioners, helpers. They can't answer, because if they answer, the American people are going to know that this whole thing is a fraud.
There is no law. There is no law.
Now, there is no law that says you're supposed to pay it, but they've implemented it because they've made the excuse. I think it's Social Security. Really right after the Great Recession is when they implemented things that led to an income tax, led to a Social Security, and said, hey, when you work, we're going to take some of your money, put it away so that when you retire, you can eat off of it. People retire at different times, so we always have money going in. Obviously, people retire. They push the age. They keep pushing the age higher and higher that it takes for you to retire.
You're gonna be fucking 100.
You got to be 100 at some point. But the reason why you have to pay tax is because of that. They trick people. You are now a slave. I know people don't like hearing that.
What you business?
But I'm talking about in America now. You are a slave to debt. The second you're born, you have a piece of the debt that this country owe, and then when you work, you're paying towards that debt.
Your
and they'll never
Social
be paid
Security
off.
number is your prison ID badge.
So yeah,
that's your slave working badge number.
Yeah, it's
your
crazy,
Social
man.
Security number.
But you know, these politicians, they can just inside a trade, make their hundreds of millions, and keep moving like nothing happened. And we're gonna show this last story here. This is the last thing we're gonna talk about. Witnesses say Florida teacher pulled special needs 7-year-old black girl off her school bus, falsely accused her of stealing, and bruised her arm. Mother files a lawsuit. A 7-year-old girl was reportedly being bullied at school, has hired a lawyer, and plans to sue the school district after hearing about the teacher's alleged abuse and spotting bruises believed to be from the incident. On her daughter's body, the teacher, a white woman whose name has been redacted from the police report obtained by the Miami New Times, has served as the Miami-Dade County Public Schools for over 45 years. On September 29, 2021, Amara Clark, a former student at the Air Base K-8 Center School of Homestead, Florida, told her mother that her teacher impeded her from getting on the bus by gripping her wrist so forcefully that she left a mark. Witnesses, including Clark's older brother, saw the teacher pull the little black girl down the bus steps and publicly accused her of stealing a cell phone. Ida Clark, the victim's mother, says she was made aware of the incident after the children came home. She said, when my daughter gets off the bus, other children were all around me telling me what happened. It didn't make sense. But by the time I got to Amara, her arms told it all. The mother told the girl took the girl to Nicholas Children's Hospital Urgent Care Unit and reported the assault to the Miami-Dade County Police Department. In their report, the police write that they observed red bruises on the child's hands and wrists also. Once the doctor came back and had to wrap her little wrist, I just broke, the mother added. She went from doing cartwheels up and down and now having to rest her hand on a pillow because it hurt. The family claimed that Amara suffered a sprained arm as a result of the assault and is now in a sling. According to CBS 4, the family plans to file a federal lawsuit. Clark told the reporter, I sent her to school the way I sent her to school and the way I expect her to come back. Clark described her adopted daughter as loving, sweet, and kind. She further noted that the girl, who was developmentally delayed, is not an evil child or a vicious child. You know, I don't know if this mother is because she says she's adopted. This has been going on since people decided to integrate in schools. I saw this picture right here because when you see this picture of this little girl being one of the first students, I saw another one of a black boy. He was standing in the hallway in an all-white school, and he looked clearly scared. But I thought, you know, when he got up that morning, he told them, I don't want to go. And his parents said, this is what's best. You need to go, whatever. And they ignored the fear this little boy might have had the same way that her parents ignore her fear. Why, as a parent, would you send your kids to be around people that hate them? And you wonder why they grow up and be fucked up mentally. I say that to compare it to this little girl. I'm not blaming the mother because it's not her fault. Schools are integrated now. She's not the only little black girl there. But at some point, we got to get our kids away from these people. How do you feel so comfortable walking up to a kid and accusing them of stealing? So you pull her arm so much, you cause a sprain to her, was her wrist or dislocate her arm or something like that.
When I was in first grade, a teacher, I was bad as hell. However, that day I wasn't bad as hell. The teacher took my ear and she grabbed my ear and my ear was red. And when I got home, my mama said, "Why is your ear red?" And I said, "The teacher grabbed my ear." Well, next morning, Mama was at the schoolhouse. And let's just say the teacher never put her hands on me again.
It always go like that at some point.
That I said she should have whooped her ass. The dude said no.
Sue her.
Need to sue a lawsuit.
No, she did the right thing soon.
No, I said we need
lawsuit.
we need to keep popping the bow ties off the ass.
No, you gotta sue him. You gotta sue him. But yeah, man, that's just, I just want to say that for a second. We gotta stop putting our kids in these situations where that can even happen to them. I'm not saying it's not possible that a black teacher would have did the same thing. I'm not saying it's impossible that would have happened. But you have to do whatever's necessary to protect them. This has been going on for too long. But yeah. But anyway, man, that's gonna be the end of this. This is another long one. I'm sorry. Y'all can watch it. Y'all can watch it whenever you want. You ain't gotta watch all at once. We appreciate the support though, man. You got anything else you want to say?
No, thanks for viewing the channel. Hope you like the new name.
Damn, now hold on. It's been 2 weeks now. You still talking about the name?
No, because clearly some people like, who the fuck is Lost in the Strip TV?
Yeah. Well, I sent out an alert first, so.
Well, the name has been changed.
But yeah, man. Hope y'all enjoy it. But anyway, man, y'all be safe. All praise to the Most High. And peace, man.